Man, it's so fantastic because like Outplayed already last year, stellar event, and there was some feedback from some people about certain things that happened here and there, and as always when showtime comes, as it goes for the players, the same applies to the TOs. Things happen, but man, they took the feedback to heart and they worked incredibly hard to make this event as best as it could be, and that is further rewarded by the people that we have attending for Blazblue and this top 8, man.
Yeah, this top eight looks ridiculous. I just want to give a quick shout out to everybody that made Outplayed happen today. All the crew, Jake the Dog, Black Lotus, Ken Foley, all those people that joined together and made Outplayed possible. Those are the real heroes of all these events.
Absolutely.
Love what they do. They make everything so great. You can really tell they put in so much effort this year.
Mm-hmm. And, well, as we're going to get geared up to proceed with our top 8, we have, of course, some very cool names, right? Some expected people that we would like to see coming back here and there for Outplay, but also some newcomers that haven't quite made the trek down to Outplay, especially some international faces. Highlight from EU is DLZ back in action. That's fantastic to see. And, of course, that comes with Monarch, all the way from the States.
Yes. And not only Monarch, but another international player, Division.
Right.
All the way from Indonesia.
Yes. And I think the most exciting part about both Monarch and Division is that they play these rather underrepresented characters, like especially Division on the new. You really don't see new as often anymore, especially because like a lot of people are sort of in like a down mindset regarding like her performance, her placement overall. But Division really took everything the character has to offer and just went full in on the grind to just make it an absolute monster. Paired with the fact that like so many people write off new that they don't really have the full experience down, so he has this really deadly combination just behind this character alone. So it's going to be very interesting to see how some of our EU's finest stack up against him.
Yeah, when I was talking to the top players yesterday, a lot of them mentioned that they felt like Division played new in a way that made it feel like new was a brand new character, like they never played against new before.
Okay.
It was such a shocker to a lot of them that I think a lot of players, specifically for today, went home and labbed against New 13 for like the first time in years.
Yeah.
Just because Division put out so much
Our first match coming up right now, it's going to be Force Grid, formerly known as Hey Hey Low, to anyone that's familiar, versus DLZ, both of them on their staple characters, right? The Mai and the Susan, which DLZ has a very interesting approach to Mai, namely, he likes to really play around Susanoo's disjointed 5A, and also complemented with the fact that that 5A just has plenty of active frames to try and check some more of these grounded approaches that Mai likes to throw out from time to time. Specifically thinking about these spear dashes, right? Just big active hitbox coming straight for your face. And with that 5A, he can check that. And once he gets past this whole neutral sequence, Susanoo is so empowered to just keep Mai buried in the corner and never letting her leave.
Yeah, absolutely. DLC does play this matchup really interesting, but this matchup is going to be such a brawl fest. I'm expecting a lot of scramble situations, and we're starting off here with DLC getting the first initial hit, which is huge for a character like Susanoo.
Oh, certainly. Straight into the ground Viper. We're already getting the staple damage on lock. Trapped in the corner. We see the IVs looking for an opportunity to escape. The orb. Hey, he'll find an opportunity to jump in a big 5C. The fatal counter to go with it. There should be some comparable damage to try to close out the life difference, but drops the combo.
That's a really bad drop. First out, Forcegun doesn't want to hold this mix-up anymore. Nice block on the first overhead, but the second one is going to seal it. And that's round 1 going to DLC.
That was like 2 touches for DLC. 2-3.
Yeah,
like
one or two, 2-3. That's all you needed. He got that initial opening, a little bit in the corner, and then another mid-screener.
And the JA working so fantastic. That double-sided hitbox coming all the way down. Keep it nice and simple, but 2 critical unlocks already on the table. DP and Ground Viper.
Nice.
Did you see the Himiyuri?
starting some stuff here from Wolfsburg, trying to make something happen. Just kind of poking around the DLC, trying to bait something out. And he got that bait that he really wanted.
I feel like that's the last thing you want to be doing into Mai, is trying to go for anti-airs on her. But excellent 5A check that by DLZ is going to take the control right back into his favor. There is the spin dash on the table. The meaty straight into low. Force gonna have the first block.
That's a really fast low, yeah. Oh, setup. Yeah, you love to see them. Pops the overdrive just to seal the deal. Absolutely powerful stuff out of DLC.
Certainly. Already amazing to see the DLZ Classic come right off in the first game. That towering flame into RC purple throw. Mainly looking for that TRM, but I just guess Foursquare was not prepared for that.
Yeah. I also want to mention DLC is on purpose losing a little bit of damage from some of his combos to get those very specific unlocks that he wants.
Yes.
There's that overdrive immediately. Big spin dash, corner situation, 4.2k.
Yeah, interesting to go for the sword unlock here, but it's going to pay off. That could have been a lot. That could have been a lot of damage, but despite the burst from Foursquare, immediately DLZ takes control back.
Nice, not quite enough. Oh my god, the active frames on that anti-air.
Unbelievable.
I don't think I've ever seen my JC trade with an anti-air like that.
It's truly first coming out here at Outplayed 2026, and already both players try to swing. We see DLZ try to throw those big air normals just to try and put Foursquare back down to the ground. Foursquare now with a little bit of stagger pressure finds the DRM.
Now this is what Foursquare needs. He needs to get something going here. He needs to get on the board. Unfortunate drop, tries to make something happen, but the JA is just too active. Foursquare back to this situation. We've seen him here before. Can he get out of it this time?
Nice, good spear dives here. Run a bit of that stagger pressure. You see the IBs, excellent frame traps. DLZ jumping out, big JC. Gonna land the combo here. The burst is back on the table for Foursquare, but I think for the time being, he's just gonna let the damage rock. Perhaps looking for an opportunity to OD out.
DLZ kills, here's the overdrive. Is it gonna happen now? No, not quite. Wants Foursquare to spend that.
Nice spear dash in, only a guard break, but Towering Flame RC blocked by Foursquare. Avoids the overhead there for the 60, but the
JA!
Counter it!
It's not enough. Needs a little bit more TRM setup!
And there it is, yes, the Towering Flame exactly for that purpose. A clean 2-0 from DLZ. He is just too well prepared, too familiar with the Mai matchup that...
Yeah, absolutely. That was very, very convincing.
Yes.
DLC was in control that entire game. And honestly, DLC is looking to be like next to like Division for people that the other top players are scared of. DLC is up there as well.
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
We know DLC back in the day, like a couple of years ago. DLC used to be that European player that really traveled to a lot of international events, seeing him at Frosty Faustings and at Combo Break, specifically for Blazblue. And he looked very, very strong then. He was always in the top 8. He made it to a lot of grand finals as well, specifically up against Monarch. But yeah, able to take out Hey Halo or Foursquare for now. And Foursquare is tagging in the next matches here.
Yeah, so
we are looking at, speaking of DLC's demon, so to say.
Right.
It is time for the other winner side matchup here. We've got Sir Panda versus Monarch.
Right, and we were talking about this matchup a little bit earlier, or yesterday actually, where so in fairness, right, Monarch is most certainly here for the Blazblue Arc World Tour for the points, and you know, Blazblue being pretty big here. Who can't deny a little Blazblue action on the side? So priorities are quite set for him, which is to mean that he may not be as too practiced in the game as we are familiar with his era of dominance way back when. So he did get a few sets in, I've seen last online, right, with some of the bigger, stronger players in the NA side. So no slouch at all. I mean, making it all the way to the winner's side here at top 8 for Outplayed 2026. But we do believe that Sir Panda will have a really good shot at sending Monarch down. Yeah,
absolutely. And Monarch is a very, very strong player, but he's also the type of player where, honestly, he just needs to close his eyes, think for a little bit, and then he locks in. And then it's like, it's a completely different player.
Right.
Sir Panda, he's a little bit of a memer.
Yeah,
He likes to be a little bit silly. I don't know if we're going to see any of that silly stuff in a matchup like this.
Right.
Because this is not your average online tournament
No,
bracket that
certainly
we
not.
usually see Sir Panda in. Despite all his amazing placings here at Bordeaux and Brussels and last year's Outplay, Panda is also a very, very frequent online tournament bracket.
Yes.
And he loves to be silly in those. He will go for TRM setups after JA. He will go for purples. He will go for taunt combos.
Not even taunt combos, just taunt baits. He will stand there, taunt. You will do an option where he's just posing on you, aura farming, and it completely whiffs, and he gets his punish afterwards. But you do mention the online scene, so it's worth a shout out here because it does have a special sponsor for coming out to this event. EUO Bi-Weekly Open, right? Boone special event. He did win the qualifier here to be sponsored and flown out, so he has all the hopes of the online scene behind his back.
Yeah, and it's lovely to see. We are seeing some very interesting stuff already here at the button check right now. Monarch this tournament has been mainly on S.
Right.
S just being a very solid pick, very easy to get your bearings back,
Yes.
shake off some rust. But we are seeing Monarch picking his famous Lambda.
Right, yeah. I think Lambda definitely one of those characters that has some really high highs and also some exploitable lows, but from what we know with Monarch, right, the absolute fortress of defense, he can most certainly make up for the inherited weaknesses behind our defensive side by fully exploiting the system mechanics of the game. But we're gonna hop right into it here. Sir Panda versus Monarch, and immediately guesses nice and right, dashes straight up, however, not too fully committed into the pressure. Is gonna be eating this first opener from Monarch.
Yeah, we love to see it. Nice. That's a famous Sir Panda move. Let lay out of the corner, get hit first and back into the corner. That's such a good Panda technique. And here we go. Here's Sir Panda getting something started. But no, he dropped the combo. He didn't quite take into account what his life gauge was at right now. Nice block on that overhead. Wife starts his pressure again, tries to get something going, but that stagger hurts a lot. Now we're back to this mid-stream setup.
Yeah, we'll see how
Never mind, we're in the corner.
Yeah, the corner carry on Lambda is absolutely fantastic, and unfortunately gets opened by the act parser there into the low option, and I think Monarch with that meter should have more than enough to kill. Won't even actually have to spend a single bar. Like, Panda is showing some good moments here and there, and especially with how flexible Raelius is with some of his mix-up options, can definitely catch Monarch with some of these unreactable sequences, but he is still a very tough client to crack open.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And what we're seeing right now is Sir Panda just trying to play some defense, Monarch making a little bit of mistake, but it doesn't matter because he gets a hit regardless. And now Sir Panda is in the worst spot you can be against Lambda 11. We're looking at meaties, we're looking at crush triggers. No, good. For Sir Panda, trying to find a way out, spending a lot of white gauge to try and make something happen in neutral.
Really trying to force Monarch all the way into the corner, but still Monarch finds opportunities to interact into the doll. That means it's disabled. That means that Raelius is on the weaker end of things. He does find these opportunities to activate it. Gets that immaculate cross-up, but doesn't hit the micro dash for the 6B.
Watch the life, watch the life. Pops the overdrive, he needs his life. Tries to make something happen. Here we go. What are we gonna see? Nice blocks out of Monarch. That defense, absolute defense out of Monarch.
Oh,
Nice
wow. Immaculate stuff there. Not going to be quite killed, but this corner position is very, very scary for Sir Panda. He does have a lot of meters to play with. Just goes for the jump out and gets to JB. Prompts the burst out from Monarch. Does not want to give any momentum over.
Here it comes. Nice anti-air. Trying to make something happen again. Lots of wide gauge on the menu here. Go for the reset, rising JB to make sure that your dome gets open. Pops the overdrive for the burst there. Oh, counter assault gets baited out by the wife, but the wife is dead. There's no more wife. Monarch tries to find a way out, but Sir Panda covers all of his options and is able to take that round.
I don't know if Sir Panda is too pleased with that. There were so many small errors there, but it kept working out in the end for Sir Panda. So around the piece, Monarch does have the burst gauge advantage.
Snipe.
Very good. Gonna try and bring him all the way to the corner again. A very, very scary place to be. Can Serpanda find an opportunity to escape? Just get hit raw.
Monarch has been going for a lot of fake meaties or trying to get a roll catch. A lot of these knockdowns, and Serpanda got hit by the actual meaty this time.
Yeah, this is looking to build up into a perfect. Will Serpanda get an opportunity to get the first back on the
Big
table?
meaty.
Oh!
Yeah, that's gonna hurt. First,
Yeah.
I mean, you had to press something.
You had to try, maybe see, but Monarch was well prepared for it. Just set that checkmate situation up of being far enough away that the burst had no opportunity to connect. Serpanda taking a quick look at the notes. Does it indeed say just gap?
Looking to the crowd, see if he can get some support. The crowd is loving Serpanda. Serpanda is definitely on home turf.
Yeah. He's if anything, right? Like you talked about being a bit of a memer, absolute crowd favorite for his showmanship at times. But I think for Monarch, he is going to have to play it as clean as he can.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, what we're seeing right now is that a lot of Serpanda's round sound options are just kind of gapped out. Monarch is able to almost always get the initial hit, and through that is able to put Serpanda into the corner and make such a mess of the situation right now.
Yeah,
there's that overhead again, man. Serpanda is not getting out of this corner alive here. Immediately go to the next round, and it is set point for Monarch.
This is so rough because Serpanda is having a troubling moment to find this neutral hit and then just being completely overwhelmed by the pressure of Monarch. However, now we get a moment to play. We do see the Excalibur and immediately just the anti-air drive being able to tag Serpanda going to lead to a nice little staircase combo. However,
man, Monarch's presence of mind is so good. He's hitting all these mid-screens so well right now.
Trying to get past the gravity seam, not pushing it too far, playing it a little slower as he's been running into a few of these options a bit too fast. And once again, the spin is going to tag there with a counter hit. Doesn't get a little backdash, activates the Y, but get no full sequence just yet.
Lights down. No overdrive either for Serpanda. This is a dire situation. Spends the wrap at Monarch, wants this corner situation, and with the overdrive on deck, this is about to be it for Serpanda and Weir's side. Monarch doesn't even need to spend the overdrive, just able to put a distortion drive on him. And that is it for this matchup. Monarch advances.
That's rough.
Honestly, it's a little bit of I wouldn't say it's an upset. Monarch is insanely strong, but I think a lot of people did have Serpanda taking this match.
I would have believed it in it too, but I think the way Monarch was piloting this one, right? Because like a lot of his priority when holding pressure from Serpanda was to try and create space at any cost, right? So the Executive Blade was coming out quite frequently. Panda was blocking it, right? He wasn't just getting caught out by these, but it's again, space being created, allowing him to at least attempt some sort of drive, and at times, right, he would just dash straight away in, hoping possibly to tag Serpanda on these moments that he would like to summon out the doll and become a very strong character, right? Because the situations that Monarch wasn't able to survive were those where Panda was right up in his face with the doll active, being able to set up these high-low, left-right mix-ups, just very scary stuff that, you know, at some point, like, a Monarch can react to a lot of stuff, but Radius has these sequences where you just have to take a guess, and that's where you can crack him.
And we did see those a few times in that matchup where Serpanda was able to get that rising JB setup going, and he did have some moments where he showed the strengths of Relius, but he had to spend so much wife gauge just to get in that in the end, when he finally got that 5B and got Monarch to block, he was out of wife gauge and he couldn't get his pressure established.
That being said, we're going to be moving on into our loser side of the action. We have Hemi64 versus Isenthal, so two online favorites here as Hemi on the 9 and Isenthal with that Jin, if I'm not mistaken. How do you feel about this one?
Personally, I think Jin absolutely has the tools to fight 9 incredibly well. Jin has some of the best jumping buttons in the entire game.
Yes.
That JC, that JB, that J2C. And if Ice locks in and he's able to snipe Hemi out of the air with some of those buttons, he can absolutely take it. Because Jin is one of those characters. He has a lot of really strong combos, does a lot of damage, has a lot of mix-up potential with his restands.
Right.
But on the other hand, Hemi is so scary.
Right.
Hemi is so scary. If he gets that initial hit, it might be lights out for Ice because 9 is able to set up safe pressure.
Right.
That's Jin, despite having a really good DP and really good anti-airs, it might not even matter because he's gonna have to deal with Fairy, with C, with Fire Rain, and so many other things that he might not find the opportunity to use those reversal options. And then it's all about his defense.
Right.
And Hemi is pretty scary.
I do very much agree with the notion that Jin is well equipped. I think that's kind of Jin's thing in general. He is super well equipped all around to deal with just about any matchup thrown at him. But a good comparison for Jin's tools is he's like a scalpel in the sense that he has the right tools for very specific situations, but never truly a size-fits-all option. So you do, as the Jin, need to know when to use what option at the right moment. And I think with 9's teleports, that can be rather tricky. You can be quite prescient in the air. We're talking like JC, great horizontal duel, J2C if your opponent likes to hover right above you, but they do have, I think, quite limited active frames, so it does get a little tricky to actually put something in the way of 9 to be able to challenge her when she's just consistently teleporting around. So I'm very curious to see how Isenthal is going to be able to react to these situations.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. But yeah, we saw Hemi hover Izanami on the button check, so I was a little bit afraid if he had that one. But no, he's going with the 9, and 9 obviously also just a very, very strong character. What song are we picking today, Yakker?
Yeah, what flavor are we feeling? We're going into the Highlander, hold on.
Shinzo? Oh yeah, I love Shinzo. Shinzo is one of the opening songs for the older Blazblue, and it's honestly one of my favorites.
Hopefully it doesn't gonna get the stream into trouble.
What?
Hopefully it doesn't get the stream into trouble.
No, it's only consolation.
Oh, right.
Alright, here we go. Hemi versus Isenthal. Let's see what we can do here.
Okay, we see the teleport action. He's trying to throw out the projectile here just to create a little object in the way where Hemi might end after the teleports. But we see the Navy pressure coming out. Big JB. Ooh, the backwards hitbox of 5C as well. Gonna get a nice little confirm going here. Knockdown, not quite in the corner just yet, but chasing down the roll tech. Big J2C coming on the reach jump.
A little bit of a cross-up with that. J2C. Rapid keeps going. Nice blocks out of Hemi.
And JB, I do appreciate the big radial hitbox on that, but a beautiful anti-air. However, Isenthal not interested in giving over too much momentum to Hemi. The important thing as well is now with this life deficit, Hemi is in a very uncomfortable spot with 9 that he has to actually make the approach, and with no spells on the table, he doesn't have access to those really fantastic drive spells at all.
Counter assault on Hemi. He really wants to get something going, spending a lot of barrier gauge just to avoid a lot of Ice's approaches here. Is that Fairy?
Oh!
Not a little bit too late on that counter super. Hemi again using more meter on counter assault.
Yeah, he's just trying to create any and all space that, like, he's looking for an opportunity where he could more calmly approach Isenthal, but look how aggressive he is to approach. Nevertheless, does find an opportunity to get his first touch here. Ooh!
That's a rapid cancel. Hemi definitely tried to go for something cheeky there, but he was just slightly out of range for that blow.
It's not a true unblockable, but it's just a very fast high to low option that not a lot of people are prepared for unless they are very familiar that's what you might go. But the no tech coming out here from Isenthal, a little bit of extra damage, the corner steal.
And this is a very dangerous situation here for Hemi. Is able to get out of it due to Ice dropping that combo, but Hemi not quite able to get his own pressure started. Really going for these rocks, and Ice is not biting.
Oh, looking for the burst bait there, but Hemi not quite biting, only until a little later. Isenthal sitting quite comfortably here with the health. However, tags in the air. Again, bursting to cut the momentum. So is Kunzanite, but gets tagged. However, the air throw.
You know, I thought Ice was going to go for it. Tries to set something up. There's Kamase!
Very, very nice from Isenthal there. And I think he has no trouble in this matchup, so it seems, right? He's able to play really aggressively, just constantly running down Hemi, being all over the place, putting him in really uncomfortable spots, and very successfully he's able to get these air normals to connect into the air, in air-to-air situations, as well as a counter hit to allow for extended combos.
Yeah, Hemi is definitely trying to get his own game plan started right now, trying to go for a little bit of barrier instead of all these rocks, but Ice is not biting, and again, Hemi is playing super defensively, and Ice's defense is even better, honestly. He's barely got it cracked even once.
IBs, the patience.
Nice blocks, nice blocks, nice blocks.
Just
Ice.
Yeah, Ice is aware that his best opportunities are to play out these neutral situations. Just be patient on these pressure strings from Hemi.
Finally, a raw poolside hits. But Hemi, unfortunately,
Whoa!
6B? Are you sure? All right, here we go. Counter assault on a Hemi. Oh, standing a little bit still. 9 is a character that you can just stand still on because her walk speed is not that good.
Oh wow, getting away with murder there, Ice. Not being punished for that DP whiffing. And now just trying to chase each other down a little bit. Hemi does have that slight life advantage, so he can play this keep away game, but the J2C connect and counted. And with all that bar, he's able to access the EX specials. Does drop the combo. It could have been the kill.
Hemi mashes out of that, so felt that overhead coming, and he presses.
Oh,
but no confirm into the full combo. Hemi is able to save it in the end, but that was scary.
That was scary, dude. I think Eisenthal unfortunately didn't quite get the link into that 3C for the EX Ice car to get the finish. So round 1 in game 2 going Hemi's way and immediately starting things off nicely with an air-to-air. Straight into the confirm, drops the low, but Eisenthal just backing away, looking for his next opportunity to strike.
Yeah, that dash from 9 is very, very good against projectile approaches. Being fully involved in projectile is so strong for her. We're gonna get the full cover in. Yes, we are. Sets up the seed. Something happened, but Ice spending meter for that DP and Hemi not ready to do anything about it, honestly. Playing super standard right now. Gonna get a little bit. Neither player cracking. Tries to OD through something, but Ice answers back with a DP.
Again, the no tech, very nicely done.
Yeah.
We're going to get some extended damage off that blue beat. Quick little reset, however, the delayed DP able to just blow right on through it. Hemi now with a slight life deficit does find the jump in. Has a lot of meter to play with here. Can he find the kill?
No, not quite. He's not going to find it. He's got Fairy on block. Might be able to use it. There it is.
Oh!
That's rough. Are we going to see? Yes, we are. Ice.
Yeah, I love that.
With a cheeky JD cross-up.
It's fantastic because it's an air dash. J2C does connect pretty early, but it pushes you too far away to actually maintain pressure. So Hemi was most certainly looking to punish that, and that JD at the very end to tag it on the back end. But Hemi starting things off in this final round of game 2. Nice and aggressively.
Oh my god,
Oh! Running around right now. The 3C. Nice little confirm.
Combo. Nice. Forces Hemi to burst.
Wow.
Up to overdrive, but he saw that shot coming out. Able to EA through that. Catches the roll as well. Ice closing in on taking the set. Might be able to send Hemi home. A little bit more. Anything more. Icicle getting in there. Gets faded, and Ice takes it over Hemi.
What a fantastic read indeed there from Ice, seeing as the only option left for Hemi was to try and use that 50 meter for the counter assault just to create some kind of space. But man, Ice was such a tough client there for Hemi because those early touches that he was able to score really put Hemi in sort of a bind, because one of the main things for 9 is that she really does not like to play in a position that she has to constantly approach, right? She really likes it to just be able to hang back, be a general nuisance, flying around with her teleport dashes to frustrate the opponent into just coming close and then using these really large normals to try and clip them out either from the air or on the ground, and you see the momentum run away. But when she has to make these jump-ins, and like she does have a great super dash, super jump, excuse me.
Yeah.
The movement is a little linear, and it just kind of puts you in this really painful spot, and that just was the magic sauce for Ice to just be able to constantly also fly around, especially with just JP, constant radial normal all over her. Just there was no safe spot.
And it's not like Jin doesn't have good mix-ups regardless of his funky cross-up stuff that he can do in the air. He also has a really fast 6A and really good lows that can catch you off guard that he can rapid cancel into more overheads.
Yeah.
But Ice just able to rely almost entirely on his jump normals, which Jin is famous for those amazing air normals. Next up.
Yes, this one's a big one. We're looking forward to this one. Division going to be facing off against Kibo. So So Division is going to coming all the way from Indonesia, and we can see here has also just been a tough client overall at several other majors as well, from what I've heard, also frequenting over to Japan to play off against some of the really tough clients over there. So a very well-prepared player, and as we mentioned in the opening, the new at his disposal is indeed so scary. As you said, people felt that he was busting out a completely new character. CF 3.0 is real.
Yeah, absolutely. I was discussing this matchup a lot with some players earlier yesterday. And this matchup, on paper, absolutely Rachel should take this.
Right.
On paper.
Right.
But this is Division.
Yes.
Yeah. The thing is, Rachel does have very, very strong keep away. She's able to get away from a lot of characters. New does have the ability to snipe her out of the air. But the real issue is that Rachel, when she gets close and has wind gauge, New struggles so hard.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see how this goes ahead. We already see George on the field just going for the fuzzy jump there to make sure not hold any high lows. He's going to have to pop the burst early because Rachel with the corner pressure, with all those setups and the tools she can have with the disjointed pressure to her name, is a very tough sequence to survive. So burst very smart, try to be in control as much as possible. Leveraging out the projectiles. Good reactions here from Kibo so far, not getting opened up by the overhead projectile just yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Kibo doing his best to gain a little bit of wind gauge. Oh, he is able to snipe Division here. Able to confirm a little bit. It is scary to press stuff while that bat is on you. It does mean that Rachel does have access to incredibly fast stuff right here. Wow, nice confirm out of Kibo.
Oh, a little unfortunate
quite
drop.
able. Confirm it into a kill, but Kibo goes to the air, tries to get something away. There it is. Here comes the bats. There comes the... Oh,
wow.
Not quite.
I'm so amazed Legacy Edge was able to break through that, especially
There's
the
no way
run-up.
this kills, right?
No, not quite. Go with the Luminous.
But it's so fast.
Yeah.
But it's so fast, the fake overhead.
I mean, just that setup for New is the pinnacle of her mix-up, right? The Luminous just waiting there to activate. Has that fake overhead to quickly go into the low as well. And worst case, both options are covered safely or allow for extension. Division out. Starting off the next round, very, very strong. And back the late overhead there. Kibo not ready. And run-up throw to keep it running as well. Just the perfectest piling up. Kibo does have burst available. So we'll see if he decides to go for that or prefers to find an opportunity to OD instead.
Got him
reset though.
Reset, yeah. Kibo's forced to use his first immediate anti-air from Division. He saw that from a mile away. What happened, Kibo?
I think Kibo is shaking his head as well. He's not too proud, but I think that last time that Kibo sent it right across the screen with the still feed, it was Division had a Batman sitting on top of him, so there was always that option that Kibo could activate the lightning staff, and that puts Division in an apprehensive position of do I actually want to anti-air? But in this case, Kibo did not have that available to him, so Division was more emboldened to actually go for that anti-air.
No, Kibo, he had the hit, but not able to confirm it, and now he's blocking Division. Division able to get a nice gravity combo here. Put him all the way to the corner. These more approval units, man, and their corner carry. Time to block, and he got hit by the fakie.
Spacing there. The gravity seed on. Don't try anything. Snipe straight from the skies down to the ground. Not gonna be the greatest amount of damage, but just a strong position of having a life lead, forcing the approach onto Kibo, but at the same time, never giving him too much space to allow him to set up his projectiles. Division is just fully in control of this round and now on set point.
Yeah, we're seeing people go to the air, but it's just not working. Division is able to snipe him regardless, and he's not able to get that close range pressure that Rachel is really, really strong with. And what he needs to fight Division right now is to get into that close range. And here he is, stuck in the corner once again, eating a lot of damage. What's the meaty situation gonna look like? Lunar Slave waiting for you. Long crush trigger.
And it hit counter hit as well. Kibo was trying to do something to escape there, has to burst out. Immediately trying to chase down. We see the still feed being used to close the distance, but Division with the life lead is allowed to just simply back away, look for an opportunity where he might be able to tag out with some of the projectiles. The overhead connects, and is that a double perfect?
It sure is. Man, this matchup, it was like complete role reversal. Usually, it's the Rachel that flies away and keeps you off her.
Yes.
It's impossible to get in on her, but this time, Division on that New is able to just completely turned the tables. Now it was Rachel that needed to get in, and Division was just too ready with his anti-airs and able to stop all approaches.
I think that's also just in general how it goes down for Rachel. I feel like because like a lot of the matchups she plays into, she just simply has the range priority across the board. But with characters like Nu and to an extent Lambda, but in general, the opponents that are able to snipe her out from these situations where she might like to burst, has that full screen position, backs away a little bit more, and then starts deploying all of her projectiles to make a more guaranteed approach for herself. If she can't do that, if she doesn't have the space, and opponents can challenge her in those rooms, yeah, you can see that like she may not look as strong as some believe, but hey, it's a very limited situation. You will find that, and it's exactly Division who has the tools to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And Division is really making Nu 13 look like a very, very strong character.
Yes.
If you look at all the like older tier lists for this game, they all put Nu 13 as like bottom 5, bottom 10, something like that.
Yeah.
But there is strength in those lower tier characters. So
absolutely.
And a lot of it is unfamiliarity, but a lot of it was also just the characters weren't too explored in like these kinds of settings. I think.
Yeah.
Also, just their top tier matchup rates are usually not the best.
Yeah.
And that's the major factor. Stuff like we saw yesterday, Division versus Forscon, where Mai Natsume fights Nu 13 super, super well.
Yeah.
And we would also see like Lychee fight Nu 13 super well, or Izanami fight her very, very well.
Right.
And I think it's mostly those kinds of situations where the top tier matchup was so bad that they just put the character in low tier. But against these other characters, Nu 13 shines. She is scary.
Absolutely. So we'll see how people are going to be stacking up against Division later into the bracket. Right now, we're going to be having Eisenthal versus Forsgrid, and we talk about how strong Jin is with his air normals, which is going to be very critical into trying to play that airspace against Mai, but at the same time, you do need to be careful because that JC from Mai is very, very potent. But I'm more so curious to see what does Ice have planned for the Oki situations, because Jin does not have a 5A that hits crouchers. He only has that 5B, so Himo Yuri is going to be a very, very strong factor that he has to consistently consider in these Oki situations.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're seeing it right now. Eisenthal kind of struggling to get the first hit, and there's that counter hit JC out of Mai Natsume. And this JC is so huge in this matchup specifically, because Jin is a character that also really wants to press air buttons.
Very nice little tick throw set up there. It's going to be dragging Forsgrid all the way to the corner with this one. And now we're going to see what is the answer here for Ice on this Himo Yuri situation. Threatens the overhead there, goes there low,
nice
and
roll.
Yeah, the snowflake just being there makes it so that Forsgrid can't simply go for options, but
that was a rapid cancel.
Yeah.
You almost didn't see it because it was so fast, but Forsgrid able to do some damage here. What did you see out of Ice? Tries to DP out of it, but no chance.
I think maybe if Eisenthal went for regular Rahio, he would have actually gone that, but it's so difficult to tell in that really, really fast situation.
Yeah. It also was noting that from the local scene in Denmark, Forsgrid does have a little bit of experience against Jin. We do have a couple of Jin players in the locals, so it's not entirely unfamiliar with this matchup. And we can see it right now, where Forsgrid is really laying on the pressure right now, and he's staying at a perfect distance, where it's so difficult for Ice to find that opportunity to press anything. Finally, he gets a jump in.
Quick pressure string, no, unfortunately Idax is a little too far away, the plus frame, however, goes for the EXDP, creates a little bit of an opportunity for himself, trying to drag Forsgrid towards the corner, the chase down.
But there's the dive, and this is gonna hurt. Is Forsgrid able to take closest out? Maybe he is, yes he is, absolutely. And there's that super.
There it is. I think
surgical.
Yeah, for the most part, like I seem to be struggling with the barrier block situations because, indeed, like you would as Jin really like to run your pressure with 2A a lot, but just a little bit of space, a slight gap, and you see the flip happen, right? Frame one foot involved, there goes your whole pressure, and you're at risk of an instant dive to just counter hit you, and Mai completely takes control back. But we're seeing things start off here with Eisenthal getting that JB, nice conversion from the JB, going into the corner. OP, what is his plan?
Get out of this, nice overhead. Big counter hit, here we go. Isenthal getting his game plan started. Drops the finisher, that's unfortunate. Plus frames. Forskan needs to stay on close. First shot, but it's not gonna matter. Ice answers back with a perfect.
Very, very nicely done. So indeed can show that when he's in control of the momentum and the pressure, he can be a very tough client. Hey, Forskan trying to think here, what do I have to take for that? Can I try find more neutral win? Currently using those plus frames to push Isenthal into the corner. Gets the guard crush, but ooh, okay. Fireball.
Man, this situation is so annoying for Ice because once again he's in this spot where he needs to figure out a way to get hit. Finally he gets one, but man, Forskan's defense is so annoying. Nice block again. Nice block again. Blocks this. What is going on? What is this defense?
I think Isenthal was really hoping for that JD hit cross-up, but the constant barrier push block there from Forskan makes some of these situations very tricky to land. Does land the 2C, finds a quick reset, but no full conversion. Avoids the spear dive. Gonna go for the side pop of the 2C, EX follow-up.
Stays in. That icicle is not that good against Maya unless you hit her with a meaty.
Oh.
Just to make something happen, but the whiffs, and with the wrap, no rapid cancel, but it doesn't matter. The jump in is too strong from Forskan. Set point for Forskan.
And can Isenthal do it? Like, ooh, very nice. Fubuki to kick things
Chill,
off.
Ice, chill.
We like being aggressive here. Fireball, unfortunately, going right up over Forskan's head. What?
What was that?
I think it was a Rahio, but you can unfortunately get a 2-2C there by accident.
Alright. What's the mix?
Oh, there's ice reset. No, okay, just gonna go for the damage instead. Set the snowflake.
Really ice, yeah.
Oh!
But he gets overdrive on, and this is full corner carry, coast to coast.
And some damage to go with it as well. Ooh, okay, blue beat at the very end there. Nevertheless, gets up.
Oh my god,
cheeky
yeah. Absolutely. I was worried for a second that Forskan was gonna get hit with the unblockable, but his defense.
Yeah, you can see the flip being very effective into the Jin 2A, trying to chase down both players. Albeit Isenthal has a big scary red health bar. They're pretty close to one another, but
rapid cancel.
Blue beat though. Again, another. Ice, please tag.
Ice. Not taking in time, and Forskan is able to eliminate Isenthal. Very well played from Forskan. What defense!
Yeah, that one sequence was absolutely immaculate, especially with the barrier, just constantly pushing Isenthal ever so slightly away, because Jin is most certainly scariest when he can stay right in your face, because he has some phenomenal jump cancel on block normals. That 2A just being jump cancelable is so fantastic for him.
It feels silly. It feels silly. I can't even remember any other character that has like a jump cancelable light normal. Like, there's so few. It's such a strong option because it means that not only is your lowest committed normal,
right,
you can make it even safer.
Yes.
Yeah, and plus that, when you can jump cancel that, characters like Jin, you're able to instant air dash immediately and then set up a mix for blocking 2A. That's crazy.
So not only instant air dash, like you said, make it safe. You can jump slowly. You can go for a faster option. There's just so much variability behind having a jump cancelable A normal that it's very difficult for your opponent to know what's what, and they have to pay very close attention to your habits. But if you're constantly shaking that thing, your options up, then you know what through line can you find? So I don't think we did see too much on display from Ice, but at the same time, right, we did talk about that the 2A for Jin is a little bit volatile into that backflip, but we did see it at one point. He just let that backflip rip, went straight away into the dive, and yeah, that's a very unfortunate sequence for him. But here we go, straight into the next match as both Sir Panda and Division are just doing their final button checks, doing their quick TKs and micro dash lead lays to make sure that their pads are indeed working.
Yeah, I can tell you, Panda has been scared of this matchup. This matchup has haunted his dreams a little bit.
Right.
Out of every player that Panda had to face in this bracket, he specifically mentioned that Division is the scariest one.
Very curious to
let's see what Panda has lapped up. What tools does he have to fight this Indonesian nuclear?
Oh, I think that might have been a lead layer attempt there, but Goes for
Up
the
the
OD.
overdrive, tries to make something happen, but stays blocking. Some to the wipe. Get something going with the wipe. No, not quite, not quite.
Oh,
Tries to make
wow.
something happen, but no, not quite. Back
Yeah.
on this block again, but no, Serpanda gets chipped. Regardless. Knockdown situation.
Oh, just
And
get
he
hit by the
eats
legacy.
it. That's
edge.
unfortunate. That's very, very unfortunate.
There.
One big trouble Panda is having in this matchup right now is that it's so difficult to find a spot where you can summon his wife.
Right.
He's blocking, he's not seeing any opportunity. Even in neutral, he's not summoning wife. There it was, and he got immediately sniped.
Yeah, that's one of the threats, of course. I think we saw similar with the set against Kibo. These characters that like to use space to set up their next step, projectiles, doll summons. New is so fantastic with these snipes to be able to deny those positions, right? The space is never free at any position across the screen. You really need to find an opportunity where you are in control of the pressure and do not allow Division to get started at all, which for Panda is not looking to be the case. We do find an OD overdrive.
No, not quite.
But,
This hurts. This hurts a lot. Yeah.
it's
Very, very strong. Very strong.
It's very scary indeed. Like Sir Panda is very comfortable with the fact of like, hey, I could do like round start backdash, go into wipe summon. What can people do? But Division is ready. He's looking for it. It's like, let me hear that finger snap, and I will shoot you with one of my drives.
Yeah, and we saw again, Panda tried to summon the wife, and Division immediately answered. He knows those ranges where Panda wants to summon the wife. Now he's stuck in this corner situation again. What kind of mix-up are we seeing out of Division? Takes the overhead, and then he gets put low.
All right.
One big thing Relius needs in these Sona matchups is that he needs the wife to tank a lot of the zoning tools. And on his own, Relius is not really able to get in very easily. And we're seeing it right now, where the moment a Gravity Seed is on the ground, Serpanda just kind of freezes. Can't get out of there.
And like the main option he has is to run at you really fast, and here we go. The Legacy Edge is setting up that high-low mix-up, and Division just absolutely unstoppable. Like it seems like Serpanda is getting no opportunity. I think this is the most alone we've ever seen Serpanda with Relius. The wife is hardly ever on screen. He really has to rely on just the one character you get to see.
Nice take throw. That's the first throw we're seeing out of Division as well. So Serpanda not ready for it. Popping that overdrive. Finally gets a moment to summon his wife, but is he able to get something going with it? Oh! Finally, Serpanda gets the play. Let's see what he can do. Now he finally got the advantage. Rolls out, not ready for it, tries to make something happen again. But this Murakuma backdash.
It's so strong and just creating a lot of space, and it's very challenging to actually chase down.
Through it, but no.
Serpanda on the last legs here. No burst out all available to him. The overdrive is being used by Division. Will be no. Okay, one last legacy
edge. Very dangerous situation, and there's that 4D. Very well played. Division, surgical precision, able to take out Serpanda. Serpanda barely even got to establish his own game plan. Division just shut down the entire neutral space that Panda was trying to cover.
It's for these characters, like again, with Kibo, now with Serpanda, these characters that like a little bit of distance from their opponent to be able to deploy, their strong suits, projectiles, dolls, whatever it may be, and for Division not only to be in the most important part for Division, of course, being in the life lead, so that he's very much in control of the pace of the game, to constantly be at that space where all he has to do is kind of just stand there, watch, lean back, see what the opponent's going to do, and the moment they try to do one of these things that is just empty space, they just do a stance, thing appears, but doesn't actually affect New directly. That's when the snipe comes out, and it's again the same rigmarole. You get dragged all the way into the corner, and the New can leverage some pretty scary pressure, right? We talked about earlier the position of New in these tier list discussions, right? Like her strength overall across the Central Fiction cast, where for the most part, I think the woes are described when you finally get her under control and put her into the corner where she only has these system mechanics to try and be able to escape. But if Division never gets put in that position, right, this character is just super, super oppressive.
Yeah. Division is so impressive right now. He's really showing off that you shouldn't sleep on these quote-unquote weaker characters.
Absolutely not, but...
And this next one, Oh, it's a good one.
This is the highlight.
It's a good one. This is a run back of the ages.
Absolutely. We did see earlier there. We see, yeah, right there on DLZ side, we see Revolution 20XX3 was the last time these two faced off against one another. And man, it's going to be a hell of a rematch opportunity here for DLZ. It's been years in the making, and I'm so glad that we finally get to see it come down here all the way at Outplayed 2026. So I wonder what DLZ had prepared, because earlier I got to talking to him a little bit. So it will depend on how he's feeling about the Susanoo, because the main thing he's concerned about with Susanoo into these Murokumos, right, Lambda or Nu, is the gravity seed. It's really going to hamper his movement, which is already quite committal. Like, it's not that he's slow, it's just that dash, right, that initial acceleration can make it such a painful thing to go through to try and actually get it across the screen. And so he may potentially pull out the bang if push comes to shove. But for now, okay, he's really thinking it over.
Yeah.
But he is hovering the color select.
Has locked in his choice of Lambda 11, and DLZ locks in Susanoo. Susanoo is his comfort character, absolutely.
Yes.
It is his strongest character, and we saw it earlier, where DLZ is super consistent with his Susanoo. He's able to maximize the damage, maximize the seals that he wants, and is really able to also defend super well.
Yes.
Susanoo is a character, if you don't get that initial hit, he kind of struggles a little bit to get himself going again.
Right, yeah.
DLC showing defense is so strong in this game.
Very curious to see how things play out.
This is the big one.
Oh, wow. Going immediately for the tackle there. But Monarch straight away starting things off with drives. Does get opened up by a few quick jabs. And DLC not going to be holding the most amount of damage. Isn't too pressed just yet to let any sort of drastic options
The
go.
overdrive right through that 5C.
Yeah, I had to go for the Exceed Excel there, sadly, because, you know, just 5C, big active frame right on your head. There's no opportunity for you to actually use the overdrive invuln to then transition into a normal.
That initial hit here, Monarch gets going again. DLC in this corner situation with no seals, no meter, and no overdrive. But he finds a 2A. This is what we need.
I would be pretty surprised that Monarch didn't quite instantly burst that, because just denying Susanoo any and all seals is, of course, a very valid strat to go for, but nevertheless, Blade working out quite wonderfully here. Pops straight into the overdrive, and Legacy Edge into
so
super.
Much damage, man. Lambda 11, 6.4k damage out of nowhere.
Doing a little bit of a Susanoo cosplay, rotating through every single one of his specials there and supers.
Yeah. DLC tries to make something happen. He has level 2 dash, pretty good in this matchup. But Monarch establishing neutral dominance right now. DLC in the corner, DLC taking a little bit of chip damage. Nice block on the 6-speed. What we need finds the hit. Here we go. There's a sword unlocked. Sword super. Very good in this matchup as well. It's the Grand Viper. Blocks the overhead, but not the second overhead. Here we go. He's damaged.
Yeah, this is exactly the kind of position that DLC wants to
third
be in.
overhead unlocked.
That's that level 3 tackle.
Counter assault out of there. Nice blocks. Save. There's that short super. It's not going to be enough. But he's not going to punish it. Rapid cancel. Keeps it going. Monarch not letting up the pressure. Fake dash. Nope. Answer. Cross under. Makes something happen. Monarch not able to get it.
Still in a life deficit here, so it does have to inevitably approach at some point, but there it is.
There's a sword.
That's exactly why he wants that sword on the table. Suddenly Susanoo is a very scary presence across the whole breadth of the screen. You try to do any sort of full screen projectile shenanigans and he will punish you and make you hurt for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Almost sniped that 2C, but not quite enough. Corner situation here for Monarch. He's out, and what an anti-air. Very nice on the Monarch, and he is able to get that corner swap as well.
It's a very rare sight to see DLZ just go for the burst, especially on the character like Susanoo, who can really utilize that overdrive quite well, but it's so important to get Monarch stuck in the corner.
This is a counter hit. This hurts.
Good damage, but the seal unlock is a little bit on the lower end, right? Only has that level 2 tackle and the towering flame available, so DP is still very good to have, but man, do you want some of the more consistent damage conversions available. DLC trapped in the corner here, does block into this overhead, goes for the counter assault.
Oh, he went for the overhead. That's unfortunate. I don't know if that was intentional. That overhead is quite slow.
Yeah.
Monarch able to take game 1.
DLC
Super well played.
can show that he can really run away with the games, but
We're going to character select.
oh, this might be the bang swap.
This is the secret weapon against the Lambda 11.
This is one of those OG moments where, for
Yes,
those who know the
absolute-
story, right, DLZ originally a bang main before the release of Susanoo, and I think it's a very strong choice indeed because he does trivialize some of the more neutral aspects of playing into these projectile zoner characters thanks to his drive, right? Being able to skill check those with the right timing to instantly teleport right across the screen and be right in their face. And man, Bang has some very, very scary mix-ups.
Absolutely, absolutely. Bang is definitely a very nice choice into this matchup. Bang not only has incredible run speed, he also has really good neutral dominance with his nails.
Oh, wow.
Monarch able to get a little bit of the first hit, not able to convert it into a knockdown. There's that trade with the nail. Love to see it. DLC trying to make something happen. Nothing too major yet, but finally Monarch gets a corner situation here. What's DLC gonna do against this? Monarch needs to be aware that meaty projectiles do not work that well against Bang.
Yeah, this is looking rough. Unfortunately, DLZ hasn't been getting any opportunities to get started just yet, and understandably, Monarch also knows what Bang is capable of and hasn't really been playing all too much around the drive. But we see the overdrive pop now, finds that first hit, chasing down, but the extra blade counter hit is going to set up possibly for the kill here. Has 50 meter on the table, but probably will not even be using it. All right, play 5 for the crush trigger there. And Monarch now. Another
Monarch is
round
up
on the
again.
table.
This is set point for Monarch.
Oh no, excuse me, this is win his final, so it is
Oh,
first
this
to 3.
is for the finals. This is first to 3. Okay, DLC does have time to figure it out. Corner situation here. Nice block on the overhead. Can we get something out of this? Trades, but it's not an advantage. Finally, DLC begins his Bang game plan. For the swap. Hit him with the lows, hit him with the overheads. Finally gets a nice low.
Whoa! What
That
a
is so
bold
brave.
challenge there.
That's so bold.
Right air stall. But man, look at how the Warlock is
Scramble.
piloting this right now. Just making
Overhead.
sure to be right in Bang's face. Do
One
not play
nail
around
left.
the projectiles all too much until, of course, Bang commits to an option.
This is bad. This is bad for DLC. Taking a lot of damage, and there's that super at the end there. Taking game 2. Monarch looking very, very strong.
Right,
Is DLC gonna go back to Susan?
I would actually prefer him to, but he does hit that rematch, it seems. He is going to be down to play with the Bang all the way through. I would have personally preferred to see him go back to Susanoo.
I think it would be you could definitely do that, but I don't think he's satisfied with the Bang
Yeah.
performance yet. So he wants to keep it going. He wants to show why Bang is a good pick in here, but Monarch answers with a air throw here, and that's going to be an instant corner situation. You know, once again, DLC on the defense. Can we make something happen? There's an overdrive to make something happen. Here we go.
Yeah, it's going to be all the seals on the table now. A very, very scary character. But unfortunately, doesn't grab the crush trigger there to finish things off with. But good damage on the table. All the seals on the board. Gets the taco kick on count hit as well. There's going to be some nice corner carry. Unfortunately, didn't quite get the jump cancel for the JD there. So it's going to drop what could have been a very, very strong situation to be in. And we can see Monarch dragging CLZ all the way into the corner. Just a nail on the wrong end, unfortunately.
Spending so many nails just to win neutral here. Or at least just trade in neutral. Monarch needs to be aware of the super grab. In all 4 seals, Bang is able to do that. Especially with overdrive on the block as well. Gonna get out, I'm gonna spend first. No, we're just taking it. Alright, set point for Monarch. DLC pondering.
Both with their bursts available and overdrives. What can DLC change? There's it's going to be a really tough one because even if he does start changing things, there's so much space for Monarch to counter that. He does pop the overdrive, but unless that 6A rip.
Yeah. Overdrive on block is super strong, but overdriving against light normals, against 2As and 5As is so scary because they absolutely have time to do something else in there.
Very nice. Holding him down. RC catches him. Hoping.
Finds a jam. Oh, not enough.
Oh.
This is dire.
Deals. Oh, and the empty jump throw. Does have burst available, but the OD.
Yes, absolutely. And that should be it, but it is not because DLC is fighting forever. Fights another hit. Fights some pressure. Keeps it going. These blocks from Monarch are crazy. Tries to make something happen. Come on, DLC! Crack him open!
No! Man, what a block from Monarch. My goodness. Just every
that was like 5 50-50s in a row.
Yeah, and I think either fuzzied or reacted to. There was never a situation where Monarch was, I think, really guessing. He was really paying attention closely to what DLC was throwing out, and he was just reacting all the way across. So counter to our predictions, Monarch does make it all the way to the grand finals on winner's side.
Monarch, he looked a little bit shaky yesterday, I'm not going to lie.
All right.
A little bit shaky, a little bit rusty here and there. But we're seeing a very strong Monarch here today.
Is there still Blazblue later today?
I don't quite remember. I think Blazblue is being played later today.
Okay.
It is an Arc World Tour event.
Right.
So I believe it is a closer next to Guilty Gear Strive.
Right.
Later on today. If you're here for that, stay tuned. Next up, this is a scary matchup. This is a run back from this very tournament. We are looking at Forscon versus Division. Yesterday, on stream, we saw Forscon take it to Division.
Right.
And it was a little bit of I wouldn't call it sloppy, but it was a shaky game. Forscon was very close to not being able to take it. Division just making a few mistakes here and there, making some bad rolls here and there, but it was enough for Forscon to take this. Division today is very different.
Yes.
Division from yesterday was strong.
Right.
Division today is scary strong.
Oh, for sure. So we did also see earlier with Forscon there were some shaky moments where it didn't really look too stable, but you know, at the end of the day, Mai is a fantastic character to really win out these scrambles, especially with that JC being just on counter hit, sending you straight up.
Oh my god, Division, he cannot get his soundtrack. He's trying to buy Thin Red Line Arakune's theme, but he's not getting it. He's not getting it. There's not enough money on the account.
What can you do? Can you go do like a combo trial real quick, get some cash in there, quick injection?
No.
Man. Swap out the PlayStation quickly, get this man his soundtrack.
The crowd is getting rowdy. They're ready for this.
They're rioting. They are not happy with this. We get this man coming all the way from Indonesia. We want to treat him like a, truly we want to give him the maximum guest service here. And we just come short at the final. Oh, quickly go online, farm some boys.
You cannot hop online. I'm sorry, man.
Can't do it. Man. Maybe a Grim Abyss mode or something. I don't know. Arcade. Quickly go to the new story.
Yo, run through the arcade. Run through Yeah.
Can Forscon be a little bit more planned around that? Has he done a bit more work to prepare for Division? I'm curious to see what this match is going to show.
Division is actually going to training mode right now.
Okay.
And he's picking New 13, and he's gonna pick. Oh, he's picking Relius. Wow. Division, didn't you have enough beating up Panda? Now you gotta do it in training mode too? What's wrong with you, man? What's wrong with you?
The
disrespect from this character.
They come all the way out here and they just really want to bully us, just make a complete circus out of our finest. It's I'm sad.
It is how it is.
It is how it is.
But it is it is a joy to see these international players make it all the way here and be able to perform as well as they do.
Yeah.
It is so great to see the standard local players, the people that we all know and love, seeing them get challenged by something entirely new.
Yes.
It is invigorating for strong players to meet new players from overseas that just able to put that little bit extra that you need to improve your own game.
I think it's just also one of those testaments of going to your offlines, be it the majors, Outplayed 2026, right? Hopefully Outplayed 2027, definitely look out for that. And there's maybe some of your regionals or even your very own locals. Meet up with some friends, right? Like, not only are you playing the game at its best, right, with no sort of online shenanigans, but you get the opportunity to meet some fantastic people who play the game in such a variety of different ways. Some really strong customers as well to truly challenge how well do you know Blazblue Central Fiction, and then with the overseas factor of people from a completely different environment with a completely different mindset. Because that's the thing, right? When you're hanging with the EU crowd, they talk with each other a lot about, the state of the game, these characters, what are we thinking, what about this matchup, like the theory crafting a lot of times, but it will more often than not go lean one way, right? Like everyone at the end of the day generally agrees on a direction which they think is the way for the game. Take that to a completely different continent, and they might be completely considering it a whole nother way. And we can even see that just with the character choice of Division being new. Somebody putting so much work and being so scared with it, I think people are going to go back and have a deep discussion about, like, fellas, what do we think about new?
Yeah. This showing from Division just today alone is going to make people reevaluate some of those tier lists that they put out. There's so much new data that's been happening in Blazblue. This year alone is going to be crazy for this game.
Yes.
Not only is Blazblue at EVO, which is a huge factor, there's going to be so many old Japanese legends coming to EVO and playing Blazblue. I am so excited for that. But I think that cross-pollination between the local region metas, between NA, between EU, and between JP, once those cross paths in these big in international events, it's gonna be the game is gonna get shaken up. I know a lot of people feel like, okay, well the top tiers are pretty much established, but it's only like recently that Carl has become public enemy #1.
Yes.
Like on launch, Izanami was top dog.
Yes.
Izanami is still strong. She's still super scary. But all of a sudden, this many years into the game, it changed to now Carl is the top dog basically. So I think the game is going to have a lot of shake-up in the mid-tiers and the high-tier section. The top tiers are very much established. We all know Rachel is strong. We all know Lychee is strong. Carl, so on. But the mid-tiers, the high mid-tiers, we're looking at the Susans, the News, the Lambus, the Mice, stuff like that. Who is top dog of that bracket, basically?
Yeah, and it may not even have to be a tier list discussion, right? Maybe the thing stays exactly the same, but we're going to get more players like Division. With the opportunity of Blazblue essentially getting its renaissance there, right? A big revival with all these people coming back. We may even attract new customers to the game. Even today, or yesterday, I'm seeing people trying out Blazblue for the first time. And who knows, it's not going to be a discussion for tier list for them. They're just going to look at the roster. This character's cool. I want to play them. And we're going to see somebody put in the work like Division has for new. And it's going to be an absolute menace tearing through all of these theories about these mid-tier tier lists.
Yeah, one thing I love about this current Blazblue Renaissance is that if you see a character that you like, you can find a very strong player focusing on that character. You love Makoto, you can go watch Raid. You love Bang, you can watch DLC, Maho Shoujo, and so on and so forth. If you love Mai, there's a lot of Mai players. There's Hoon, there's Enforcement, there's Black Lotus. New 13, you can watch players on that. Tsubaki, easy. So many characters, and there is players for those characters, which is such a good factor. There are games out there, modern fighting games, where you might be like, oh, I really love this character, but I don't really see them in tournaments very often. What do I do in this high level? What do I do to learn? And that's not a problem in Blazblue, because you can find almost every single character played at a top level in your local area.
Absolutely here. So, wondering what both players are getting up to, as they just seem to be doing flips and whatnot. So I think I don't know if they've been given the go-ahead to play or if there's some technical issues that are trying to be resolved on the screen. We're just simply waiting. I think they're all button checked and ready to go. We're just, I think, waiting on the final green light to actually get started. And
Yeah.
man, I'm just so excited to see how this plays out.
Yeah, this matchup is gonna be so. It's gonna be so interesting, mostly just because this is a run back from this very tournament. When I talked to Forsman earlier, he did mention that he's a little bit scared of this matchup. He feels that his win was a little bit of a fluke yesterday. It was extremely lucky, and he's happy he got it, but I don't think he feels confident that he should be able to win that again. And he does feel like Division, the moment Division lost to Forsman, something clicked inside of Division, and he switched from, oh, I'm here to have fun, I'm here to play some new, just chill, relax.
Yeah.
After that moment, completely different team in there now.
The killer instinct
we've
activated.
been seeing it. New Division taking down Sir Panda and strong players in general. I saw him over at the locals area, at the casuals area as well. He was dominating still there.
Yeah. Timer almost running out. I'm waiting on the final notice between both of these. They're just making sure that their pads are indeed functioning, and they got these flips, they got these DKs. Things are looking good. What's the word, gang?
Yeah. All right.
I think the technical issues seem to have been resolved.
I do believe that. I don't know what's up right now, but we should be getting into it very, very shortly. All right, we just got the okay from Mothership. Let's get going. Let's go, guys.
Finally, some of the action.
Division versus Force Gun.
No surprises here. Can't select. It's going to be that new versus my. To reiterate on the discussion earlier and summarize, Forsgren yesterday was the one that was able to bring Division down into this loser side, and here is the rematch for them to face off against one another. You mentioned earlier, Division, a little shaky, a couple of mistakes. Forsgren was able to capitalize on that, win those scrambles out, and eke out that victory.
Look at Forsgren right now.
Yeah,
Look at Forsgren. He is mentally getting ready. He hasn't even locked in Mind Not Domain. He's just hovering it. He's taking as much time as he needs to get ready for this matchup.
Yeah,
he's running through every scenario in his mind. Now it's time. All right, let's lock in.
He needs to bring out his A game.
Let's get this bread.
Ladies, get his bread. Defend Europe. Let's go, Forsgren.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, let's get going. Checking himself, slapping himself. All right, no body checks. Straight into this. Let's get going. Division, Forsgren. Round start options. A little bit of swap. Now we're at full screen.
Priority on the gravity seed there, right? Putting a little wall against the Forsgren to not simply be able to just utilize some of my command movement to quickly close the gap and just be a threat. But after all that, does slowly but surely escort Division into the corner without even having to touch him right now. But we can see Division putting up the ante there. Does not want to be put in the corner and finds that first opening. Hey,
Forsgren's gotta be scared now because in this corner situation, Division has access to a crush trigger. And if you look at Forsgren's barrier gauge, it is not looking healthy right now.
No, and especially with one crush trigger, that can immediately disappear. But
that's unfortunate.
Division's sniping capabilities has been so strong. You try anything, and there is a drive flying right across the screen to prevent you from doing that.
Legacy locks it down. Legacy edge. Here comes the kill.
Oh. Yeah, Forsgren, he's really thinking about talking to himself. What do I need to do? Running through these scenarios in his head, and he's like, all right, that's the plan of action.
I love how visually you can see his thoughts running through his mind. Finding some spots here. Quite able to be in reach there. On the swap from Division. Gonna put Forsgren closer to the corner.
And spacing into Division is so immaculate. Just carefully out of the range of these spear attacks. And I think Forsgren is trying to look for these AC pokes, right?
Oh, that's an unfortunate super there from Division. That's a whiff. Forsgren trying to make something happen. Rapid cancel. Keep going. Here we go. Forsgren getting some corner pressure here. Gonna put him in there. There we go. There's a meaty overhead. Forsgren takes that round.
Forsgren can do it. It's about the patience. It's about the timing here. Can he find his opportunities to go for large pokes or the opportunity to just dash across the screen very aggressively?
Dives in.
Nice.
No anti-air. A little bit out of reach. Sets up a dive, tries to find a dive angle. But this
Negative
dive
warning.
Negative warning for Division. That's so difficult on the Murukuma unit. Big tipper combo, here it comes. Huge damage out of Force Gun. What are we going to do with this 5k? Almost 5k for gets
no tech. Wow.
First out of Division. Force Gun looking healthy, looking hungry. Needs to find this last hit.
The patience.
Legacy Edge.
Forsgren understands this moment that he really needs to lock in. Pay attention to what's happening on the screen. Division is going to be running through every single resource here to find one opening and set up his next sequence. Does get that late overhead, but no conversion allowed just yet. Forsgren patiently waiting, but that barrier gauge is slowly but surely draining. He has a lot of meter available, and finally the opportunity to approach. Doesn't quite get the punish there on the fall, on the spear dive, and gravity see too much impact.
Overhead, there's the first. Forsgren tries to make something happen, sets up the dive, and there's the rapid cancel for the confirm. Forsgren takes game 1 against Division.
And the crowd is absolutely going nuts for this. This is so clutch from
immediate character select from Division. Are we taking time to think? Or are we creating a character select?
Division isn't really known for anything else, right?
No, but he is in the tank. Look at him right now.
Wow. Both of them are really, right?
He's going.
Wait, hold on.
What are we going to?
Hold on.
Nah, I think it's a bait.
Surely not.
Surely not. Surely we don't have a different character here.
But
he is thinking. He is thinking.
I'm with bated breath, just waiting to see what is going on here.
The big thing is also that Division has only been playing new at this tournament, so nobody else has seen his pocket characters.
Right.
A player as strong as Division does have pocket characters. It's just the natural progression of a player. But locks in, new 13 again. Forsgren takes a moment to breathe, gets back into that mental space that he needs to be. And here we go, game 2 of Forsgren versus Division.
They're very, very serious about this. Forsgren starts off things nice and aggressive, but Division just narrowly escaping, immediately exploring the drives to try and keep Forsgren at bay. There's the gravity seed. Going to be a more challenging opportunity to try and go through, get closer, and run that by pressure.
Oh! That's a really good setup there. You whiff the jab, that way you know they're crouching, and then you can immediately go for the throw because they are blocking.
Halo.
Takes the overhead, but it's real anyway.
It's very, very tricky. That double overhead that Division is able to leverage from New, and Forsgren slowly but surely leading out here as Division is setting up that perfect, finds the low, and I think Forsgren just looks at this and says, you know what, we'll hang on to this first for the next round. Again, speaking to himself, what do I need to do? What did I do wrong? What did I do right? What is my through line to be able to overcome this challenge?
Against a perfect like that Division just put out, Forsgren needs to think of these situations here. Finds a low, here we go, some pressure, getting going. Immediately first out of Division. That is, you're happy to see that.
Yeah, I think Forsgren has definitely displayed that he is an incredible threat when he does finally get Division to the corner. And there it is, the classic burst into the B spear tackle. Classic setup that you just have to respect. Trying to go for the
anti-air, but not gonna happen. Big dive coming in, but the movement out of Division. Good toss. A little bit scary in this match.
Wow. I mean, so layered. For Division to be able to get off with these Act Farsa mix-up, normally you are very able to challenge, but Forsgren is so focused on other things that Division may be able to throw at him that he doesn't quite consider those options.
Assault. Tipper. We make something happen. Looking for a dive angle. It's clipped low. This should be enough to make the kill here. Rapid cancel to keep the air combo going, and that is it. Division takes game 2. 1 game apiece. Both players on the board, showing signs of life.
Talking to himself.
Division immediately picks that rematch. Forsgren taking a little bit of time, going through his mind, talking to himself. Talk to yourself, yeah, make sure you know what's happening. Now log in and let's get this. Here we go. Division, looking for a little bit. Big tipper counter hit. Here we go, corner situation. Immediate burst out of Division.
The very, very important distinction here. The JC does connect in control, push all the way to the corner.
Nice,
There's the dive, doesn't quite get the roll catch, but it's okay. We find the next hit. RC, no kill just yet, but the next touch will do it. Goes to the low. Legion match with Division.
Gonna see it first? No, probably not. Ball's gone. Looking for another gap. Legacy Edge keeps the pressure going.
Wow.
Blocks.
Fantastic.
Luminous.
but they go for the burst here. Does not want to give over too much momentum to the side of Division.
Now it's time to look for tipper angles once again. Legacy Edge keeps it clean. Counter assault. Division does not like this situation.
Wow.
And there's the tipper. Forscon takes that round. He's feeling really good about it.
It's a rough spot though, because he did have to use that burst at the end, so 0 burst. If anything, he's going to spend a lot of time trying to rebuild that gauge, so this is all Division's time, right? Any hit is going to really count, and there's going to be a lot of damage that Forscon simply just has to hold.
Yeah, that really display. Really incentivize Forscon to stay on the ground. Don't run up, don't look for those tipper angles here. Empty screen. This is what Forscon wants.
Negative warning.
Warning for Division. Gabe is telling him to start hitting something. Nice blocks on the 14, nice blocks on the low. Forscon just taking the patient here, looking for angles.
Hey Halo really biding his time for an opportunity to strike, just playing it oh so patient. The blocks have been so immaculate thus far. Oh, was really hoping for a challenge. I'm surprised to not see the RC to be able to just establish some dominance, but here we go into the Legacy Edge. Again, the blocks, so good from Forscon, but he just needs to get that one touch. Nice counter, and this is it.
Division taking a little bit of damage.
Oh!
Not enough to make him spend the burst though. Corner swap here. Division trying to put Forscon into the corner for these blocks out of Forscon. Once again, another Legacy Edge. Nice
blocks. These blocks from Forscon, oh my goodness. He's putting every last bit into this to make sure that he can overcome Division. The overhead!
There's the overhead from the combo. Tries to tip her out, but it's not going to work. Division putting some damage in. It's not going to be enough to kill. Forscon does have access to a lot of meter and overdrive.
Chicken blocking, does not want to hold the mix-up. Oh, the RC overhead. 5 seconds on the clock left, even if Forscon does make it across the screen. There's just not enough time to make that comeback happen. But nevertheless, right, this was the benefit of winning that first round and using the burst. He was able to get the full gauge back. Both players, final game, final round with burst available.
Not enough.
Oh.
Nice blocks.
Nice.
Here we go, damage coming in. Forscon able to take the corner situation here. Very close to the corner, here we go. What are you gonna do? Division needs to get out. There's that burst.
Patience now. Time to block.
Another way out.
Find your opportunity to
way out.
strike.
There's the dash. Another set of incredible blocks out of Forscon.
The gravity sees so much influence on what Mai is so used to seeing when she does go to the spirit down. The RC, the air, unblockable!
No barrier block out of Division is not enough to kill.
Overdrive, hold on.
No. This is so much damage.
No,
it's not enough. Needs a little bit more. That was minus. Forscon getting him. Division finding a nice corner situation here. Forscon needs to get out.
I think Forscon, thanks to the overdrive, has enough health.
Forscon takes it. He pops off. He is off his seat and he cannot believe it. He took out Division.
What a performance.
That was so crazy. He hit that backflip dive in that situation. He knew backflip dive is specifically designed to beat lows.
Right.
He made such a gamble there. Such a hard read that Division was going to fake an overhead and then go for a low. And he did backflip immediately on wake up so that he was able to take out that 2B and take the win there. If Division was not pixel health, I do not think Forscon would ever do that.
It's a do or die moment, man, and like I'm worried now a bit for Forscon because like I think he put everything he had into that set. Those blocks were immaculate. I think the only time that Forscon ever got hit was just off like a scramble. Any mix-up, like mind-boggling is just being able to see the through line through Legacy Edge, right? All those projectiles flying on you. It's a lot of information happening on the screen, which is the exact kind of setup that new Lambda, right? These characters with this Legacy Edge like to do. That slight jump, right? Going slowly towards you. JB for the frame kill. High-low after that. And Forscon sees it, blocks it.
Yeah, what I love about that matchup, I love how Forscon was throughout that entire matchup. You could see his emotions, you could see his thought process. That is cinema, But what I really loved is how you could easily see Forscon making those micro decisions every single second. He was looking for dive angles a lot of the time. But he did not commit to all the dive angles.
No.
Sometimes he saw, okay, division, there's a thing there. I'm gonna jump up. I'm gonna set up a dive, but I'm not gonna go for it yet because he's gonna be able to react to it. So I'm just gonna take a chill, fall down, block some more. It don't matter that the timer is almost out. I'm just buying time. I'm just buying data.
Yes.
And with enough data, Forscon was able to take it out. Really living up to his name, honestly.
Fantastic stuff, man. Like next to that, I think part of the aspect with not being. Oh, hold on. I don't know what that is. Oh, the Netherlands. All right, thank you. Yeah, we love a little bit of Dutch pride out here, but it like you said, right? He was not. Mai definitely likes to be a big aggressor. She has these fantastic scramble situations, constantly throwing out problems for you to face off against, but. For Division, for New, right, just constantly putting these projectiles where Mai likes to be. Forscreen definitely was on a more reactive foot, but at the same time, I think by constantly going into the air, he was priming Division to look for these more anti-air snipes, and there was going to be like exactly one moment, he's going to get a horizontal, grounded spear tackle, and that's going to be the one touch he needs to completely take away the game.
Yeah.
Of course, barring a burst where he has to do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. Just immaculate calculating of angles, looking for that specific space, just when you're able to get for a spear without getting hit yourself.
Yes.
Can we take a moment to talk about how the bracket looks right now? The bracket is insane.
Let's have a peep.
A lot of people were discussing what they thought the bracket was going to look like yesterday, because we had the top 8 already confirmed. Honestly, all of our predictions have been shattered.
Yeah.
We thought, okay, well, Serpent and Monarch, Monarch is looking a little bit shaky today. Maybe Serpent takes that. That fell out. DLC looking strong as ever. Yeah, that was about what we expected.
Right.
But DLC Monarch, we felt, DLC could maybe take that one. All of Loser's side, we were a little iffy on Keyboard Division. Division ending up taking it. Very, very nice. And, man, it's just... Everything that we tried to predict did not come to pass
no.
at all.
What does that say about us as commentators? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But
I love it though. I love it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Like it's just we're sitting here, bated breath, waiting to see what happens next. It's absolute cinema as we've explained before. But up next, we're going to be having Forscreen versus DLZ. So unfortunately, the EU team kill.
Another run back.
Oh, that's true, and it was from VSF.
It's from yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, yesterday even. I was thinking VSF. They also had this grand final playoff against. But run back. Do explain.
Yeah. Well, this matchup is it's a toughie. It's a toughie. Forscon definitely has Susanoo experience. He knows how to fight against Susanoo. At our local area that Forscon frequents, we do have a very, very strong Susanoo player named Whale.
Okay.
Very, very strong. But this matchup is a toughie. And you can see as well here on the results sheet. Versus Fighting 12.
Yes.
Blazblue, Hey Halo, second place. Versus Fighting 12, DLC, first place. This is a grand finals run back from not too long ago. And I don't know if this is a button check. If this is a button check, I'm gonna be a little bit scared. But man, this matchup is crazy.
Yeah, I think.
We are getting into it. And
Hey Halo,
aka Forscon, is able to take this initial hit here against DLC. Straight up counter. DLC pops that first. Susanoo, a character that knocks overdrive.
What? That 5A being able to tag the very end frames of that JC from Susanoo there. DLZ now on the back foot. Whips the 2C, however, no punish. Goes for the counter. So any opportunity here now to just start a bit of momentum, because once Susanoo can get a hold of Mai, it's not going to be the case this time. But if he can get a hold of Mai, right, that 5A is so strong at keeping her at bay.
To Forscon, even he's a little bit confused. He doesn't feel like, wow, that just happened. I'm stopping it right now. There's an overdrive right through that. Love to see it. Here we go, dive. Gets that corner pressure going. Here we go. Let's see what Forscon can do. I'm gonna set up a throw. Anything. Anti-air.
Didn't quite get the tipper there to continue the combo. It's a trickier one. It's tight timing. And
trade?
Oh wow!
And the 2A link. Wow. DLC.
The fuzzy. Let's go.
So fast.
DLZ a little bit more in control.
Finally,
what we're
DLC
used to
gets
seeing
to
from him.
Watch out for the overheads. Watch out for the lows. Counter assault. No DP out of DLC yet. I love the decision making from Forsman right here. Didn't go for the anti-air. Went for the edge-air instead. Pressure reset.
That low. Into the corner. Wow, what a wake-up option there. RC making sure to maintain control of the turn.
Block.
Yeah, good blocks, but the spacing was made it safe for DLC.
50 meter from Forsman. Should be able to make something happen here any second now. There's that big one. That's a big one. And Forsman is able to take game one. Very unfortunate burst out of DLZ.
Yeah, DLC taking a moment to himself there. What needs to change, just needs to warm up a little bit better into this, because I think he's playing a little too hasty here. He's really looking for these JCs, but Forsman is just so carefully and expertly dancing right around it, being just an incredible threat. No chance being easily presented to take him down quickly and bring him into the corner.
That's confirmed out of DLC. Just a small hit, but it's enough to get your game time going. Forsman gets the second hit here though. DLC into the corner. DLC finds a jump out. It's going to be a nice amount of damage. What are we looking at, DLC? Yeah, second unlock.
Yeah, this is a really good
Level 2
position to be
spin.
in. Wow!
The throw, this is damage. You could honestly kill here if you spend the overdrive. I don't think he is. I think he's
Yeah, just the airstring now going
get the next
with
here?
that skip dash nice and high.
Absolutely, and that should be a kill here. He did get the orb unlocked at the very second, and that
that'll do it.
does some damage.
Yeah, having that orb in your closing super sequence is what does a good grip of damage to basically guarantee those kills at the very end there. So DLC looking a bit better.
Not all specials are equal in that super. That orb and that sword are the big ones.
Sure.
Overdrive right through that overhead. Forsman showing some character familiarity against Supernova.
A bit of an unfortunate drop there, but does end up getting DLC all the way into the corner, barely getting that last low poke. The air hit here going to be a nice extension, as I think DLC, there's going to be an opportunity to try and escape, but man, he's on the back foot here. Really has to hang on to that burst for that next round if it goes Forsman's way.
JC trying to make something happen again. By CCC, not gonna work here. DLC finds a small hit here. Gets a few unlocks here and there. Big dash, unlock. Nice
Double
block on the
overhead.
first overhead, but the second one catches him.
That burst available for Forsman, however, does go for the overdrive, but
The
on 5
overdrive.
base,
TRM setup! DLC able to take this round and this game 2 against Forsman. Super unfortunate that Forsman, he was so looking for an opportunity to overdrive, do something, but DLC just pressuring with jabs, just pressing with lights. The moment he saw that, he thought, okay, I'm gonna be in a situation. I can DP RC. If the DP hits, I gotta confirm.
Yeah.
If the DP is blocked, I got a TRM setup.
I mean, the crazy part about that DP RC to throw is you can whiff the throw on hit and still combo. It's awesome. But here we go. Game number 3 between these two players. Both just starting off nice and slow. We can see DLZ throwing out his big air normal to try and tag Forsman, but it's going to be the first touch for Forsman. Dragging DLZ closer towards the corner. That's just some good damage.
Time for the knockdown. 5C on the wake up. Catch everything rolls.
Oh, I was not ready for that.
First out of Forsman doesn't want to be in this corner situation against Supernova. Get hit by the kid, that's unfortunate, but it's not going to be an insane amount of damage. It's going to hurt.
Hold on, man. It's Susanoo. Look at this.
It's going to hurt. It's not 5K. There's that fuzzy overhead again, and this time DLC is able to confirm it. Very, very strong. Okay. Overdrive on ready. RCC.
Yeah, just need that final touch here, but at the same time, Forsman is looking, it's not going to be the case. Forsman was never looking for at least one touch to try and get that burst out of DLC, but DLC is very much on point as it currently stands. Hey, Halo, about 80% on the burst game, gets the no tech.
Season unlocked, love the DP. Nice jump out from Forsman, not able to get that full confirm here though. That trade.
Nice, good blocks so far. Patience here from DLC.
There's that anti-air, but no confirm. If it was a counter hit, it would have been.
What?
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy, man.
That is monstrous there from DLC to just. That's like a game decides what side Forsman lands.
Nice block on the overheads.
Nice
Drive
OD.
right through that 5D. We're gonna get something. Yeah, we're going for the exceed axle. Easy damage. From a situation. DLC is looking a little bit low on the barrier gauge, but that second hit of the level 2 spin dash able to get some damage going for here. DLC able to put
Overhead.
Force into the corner situation, and DLC is putting on some damage. He's gonna be able to get this link off at the end there.
Yeah.
Burst through the super.
I felt like that burst was going to come back online, so I was surprised to see DLZ not go for the OD
DLC
sooner. But
fighting.
nevertheless. Oh, hold
Dive,
on.
fights it. What are we getting? Force gun. Looking to take this round. Really wants it.
Spin dash, RC, take your turn.
Block.
Overhead
Good
connect.
block.
Too far away for the punish, though.
No anti-air. He's blocking on jabs, but the 5B catches him backdashing or in the air. Game
DLZ
3.
now. It's going game lead.
Yeah. DLC up 2.
Man, what does Force can have left in the tag? I think that set against Division really cost them so much energy.
Trying to make something happen. DLC. 5D, nothing afterwards. Force gonna take the pressure there. Nice JC, that's gonna be a burst out of DLC. Doesn't want to be in the corner situation against Force Gun.
Nice opener here. Go for the burst. Does
Force
have a
Gun
few
answering
fuels.
back with his own. He doesn't want to be in the corner, but you get no choice here, Force Gun. You gotta hold this mix up. There's 50 meter on DLC. There's that fuzzy overhead. No confirm though.
Yeah, it was a very tight link there. So Fortune drops it, but the second hit once again tagging
DLC has been
Force.
so good at calculating those spin dash ranges.
You're looking for a little greedy reset there. All right, DLZ, I see you don't get too comfortable now. The towering flame, it whiffs.
No way, no way. Force Gun is doing so much damage and with this confirmed. Next hit is gonna kill for either player. Level 1 super. Are we gonna get a second one? No, not quite.
Oh,
the
6
throw whip and DLC holds 6. Oh my god. I think DLC went for a throw as well, but he held forward. So he did. I don't know what happened.
Like a car
honestly.
throw or something. I mean, he did not look happy with how that went down.
No, absolutely not. That was so unfortunate for Force Gun. And now he's on set point against DLC. DLC is looking so strong right now. Crush trigger, big damage incoming.
Yeah, use the burst, cut the momentum short, big 2C anti-air. Does it get the tipper range? Not quite. That's really painful to see for Force.
Best anti-air confirmed. Needs something more. Come on, Force Gun. See if
He is mixed,
Fox
does
here.
drag him all the way to
A
the
little
corner,
bit
finds
low,
his
but
blows.
it's not too much. Nice block.
No,
No.
I think he had that first hit, was probably looking to try and IP out, but again, these overheads coming out from DLZ. Force Grid still immaculate with the
That's
defense,
safe,
playing
that's
very
bossy even.
patient.
Not your turn yet.
He's
Trying to make
locked in
something
for
happen.
those.
He's just blocking. The spin dash is so scary. Fuzzy again, but no confirm.
No drop again.
Blocks it all.
No RC.
No punish.
But
Big
again,
tipper. Able to get the
connects.
confirm. Force Gun looking dire. Almost no barrier gauge too.
The
There's
2C!
anti-air. DLC is able to confirm it with that wonky stuff going on there. Double side
Wow.
switch on that anti-air. Insanely well played from DLC, and what a run from Force Gun.
Absolutely, make it all the way to third, especially being able to take out Division, man. That was a tough customer, but still, DLZ is just way too prepared for the Mai matchup, and really it's just one of those situations where Susanoo can get like the first touch, being able to drag her all the way into the corner. That 5A, it just does so much work for him. Just quick, check, hits crouchers, no free flips. You just really have to respect that sequence. And then he has all those scary mix-ups. Each special he unlocks, it just gets scarier and scarier, and the damage just keeps ramping up. It's just such a devastating snowball to be at the end, at the receiving end of. But now comes the rematch and the ultimate challenge once again for
The ultimate
DLZ.
challenge, yeah. I also want to mention, if you love what Force Gun did, if you love his personality, be sure to tune in later today for Guilty Gear Strive.
Oh, very
because
true.
Force Gun is in that top 8 as well, and he's almost stronger in Strive than he is in Blazblue. It's honestly crazy.
Like what? So the thing is like we were talking about Monarch, where his priorities lie. Force Grid, his performance is so immaculate, and it's astounding to see it. Where so much of his time before, I think, Outplayed was spent on playing Rivals of the Aether 2.
Yeah.
It's like it's not even an anime game. Like it's still a lot of movement, precise controls and all those fantastic things. But really to be in a completely different type of fighting games scene.
Oh my God, we're getting some push-ups.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. I mean, this is the second time Forscreens has to be, do some purple throw push-ups, and it's again because of But I mean, is it fair because it's off a TRM?
I mean, it's a purple throw.
Yeah, but like,
it's a purple.
I feel like purple throws, like with a TRM, it's like okay, you made a mistake with your OS.
It's part of the setup. Yeah. If you're not aware, when we say TRM, especially from DLC's DP setup, what's happening is that in Blazblue there's something called a barrier OS.
Yes.
Barrier OS is a way where you press the barrier and press throw basically at the same time.
Yes.
A little bit delay from each other. But what DP-RC throw does is it creates a situation where because you're pressing throw while you're pressing barrier, it means that you miss the tech timing. So it counts as a throw, reject, miss, TRM. And that's why that setup is almost guaranteed if you are doing this barrier OS that every top player is doing constantly.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it adds to an additional factor is also Towering Flame, right? Susanoo's DP, it's a projectile.
Yes.
Which projectiles have, if I'm not mistaken, it's a disjointed block stun. So the person using the projectile does not suffer the block stun. How they adjust that is that they have a lot more recovery. You can see these things with like Susanoo DP, Azrael 2C, right? These moves that are basically, they look like normals, but they're actually projectiles. So to be able to RC very quickly, like you're actionable very fast, you suffer almost next to no push block. And you're able to be right in that space to get that grab going. So personally, for me, I think if you get TRM'd and that's the purple throw, you don't have to do the push-ups. Push-ups are more so like you're getting purple throw because they're doing like an air string.
You're doing air stuff. You get hit by the purple throw.
Yeah.
King of purple throws, Serpanda and Black Lotus, for example,
Absolutely.
do those constantly. They create these situations where they're hitting you with some lights and then you hit you with the purple throw.
Yeah.
If you tech, then it's fine because they're just gonna dash in and keep doing more stuff. If you get hit, you get to do push-ups and you take hella damage.
Absolutely, but we're going straight into it, and DLC, once again, back on the Susanoo, here on Loser's side of Grand Finals. That means he's going to have to win a cumulative of 6 games to Monarch's only 3 to take Outplayed 2026, and starting off right away, Monarch in control. DLZ's back towards the corner.
Yeah, I do want to mention this color that DLC has picked right now. This is when he's truly locked in. This color is the strong color, basically, is the way I see it. But yeah, this is a matchup we've seen quite a few times between DLC and Monarch. Very often also with DLC on the loser side. This matchup can go the distance.
Absolutely, and I do certainly hope so, as DLC is able to find a touch at long last, immediately cashing out to get that Ground Viper, as well as that Towering Flame. Puts great pressure. We see some IPPs here coming from Monarch just to kind of a little bit of space so that he might be able to try and interact away. And what a call out. Big 2C anti-air.
Yeah, and that's not Lambda's go-to anti-air either. No, Lambda 6A is a very nice anti-air. When Lambda does 2C, she is calling you out personally.
Oh!
Big situation here for DLC. With the level 2 spin dash, are we able to get a kill here?
No,
not quite. Drops it.
Overhead, RC, below.
Nice, lows.
Yeah, I think he tried to go for that delayed
finds a
RC
hit
res,
regardless, and that's going to be round 1 to DLC. DLC rubbing his hands a little bit. Okay, okay.
I think the most important part is he conserved that burst gauge. That's what's key.
Oh, Monarch just standing still on round start. DLC is able to confirm this. Monarch not ready, taking a lot of damage here. Immediate corner situation. No burst, no meter. Monarch just needs to hold this.
Okay, good jump out there. Narrowly escaped the dash up throw from Susanoo. You see DLC creating a little bit of space, looking for the sword, tries to counter it, but unfortunately trades, so doesn't quite get to pick up off of it. But the jump in doesn't punish the 5D whip, but the stagger pressure is strong. First available for Monarch. Will he delve into it? Finally, it gets released.
DLC looking for the sword range again, but able to get his own pressure stab regardless. Oh my god! The counter assault whip because of the wind back of 6C.
Footsies? In my central fiction, I'm honored.
I'm honored.
I'm honored.
That was crazy. That was crazy. Honestly, I think Monarch played himself there because he was doing barrier block and it pushed DLC just far enough away so that 6C, normally, I think it would whiff in that situation. But he did counter assault because he was feeling so much pressure that DLC hit the hurt box of the counter assault and was able to confirm that into the kill there. Monarch Taking a little breather here.
It's just one of those situations where I think Monarch is caught between two ideas, and when that happens to you, it's like in combo game or pressure, you end up going right down the middle, which is the worst of both.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, game 2. DLC looking strong. He's probably happy about this. Definitely happy about this.
Oh.
So what we can do here. Opener. Moves to Monarch. There's a little bit of pressure going here. Immediate burst on a Monarch. He wants this. He wants this momentum. This momentum is what Monarch wants. You'll see. I'm taking too much damage right now and finds a nice gap here to press some buttons on. Susanoo, such a strong character just because any mid-screen confirmed, if he has just a little bit of meter, he will find that cross trigger and immediately put you in the corner.
Oh, for sure.
Can I see it first on DLC? No, not quite. Not yet.
Real quick, the low RC. Monarch wants his conversion, wants some damage on the table, and wants to keep DLC locked into this corner. DLC, however, should he find an opportunity to escape, he has some very good specials unlocked here to quickly do some damage as well as drag Monarch all the way to the other side, but gravity seed down as well as just denying airspace for the approach there. DLC's in a real big bind here. Trying to make something happen with the fire B connects.
Oh my god, what an opener. And DLC has so much meter. We're gonna see a rapid cancel. Yes, we are. I'm gonna see. No, that's a drop. That's unfortunate. We do have meter for more mix-ups. Here we go. DLC going for some stuff.
Plus frames.
Big
IBB.
pressure. Or cancel.
No, where we going?
But no, he went for ground viper. Monarch. Let's DLC live for a little moment. Tries to snipe him with the sword. Not gonna happen. Tries to snipe him with the gun. Not gonna happen. Swords and guns. Not working.
Look for that 6-8 fog.
And there's the sword!
That 60 was so scary, unfortunate, but I think if he did the sword there, he had that hit, but definitely wow, again.
Immediate Monarch bursting. He's feeling the pressure. DLC looking for this bracket reset. Nice blocks.
Blocks, man. Oh
Approaching and blocking at the same time. DLC making sure Monarch feels the pressure. Nice block on the 6B. No overheads here.
Not being a big resetting, just narrowly gets through. Gets by, finds the overhead, but gets a bit greedy, wants another one, wants a bigger hit.
Yeah, very, not a character of Monarch can get hit by a slower hit like that.
Yeah, definitely the nerves are starting to pile up here. DLC is a very strong customer.
Hasn't shown that option yet. DLC surprised about that one. A little bit of damage, nothing huge. For the situation, a little bit scary. Counter assault, creates some space for himself, but he runs into the 2A. Nice overhead. This time, DLC is going to eat it, and that should be the round for Monarch.
Actually, that earlier 6C that connected, right? Because you two were surprised that Monarch was getting caught out by Sloverhead. DLC probably the same. He's like, okay, he blocks the 6C, I get my 6D out instead, and then it ended up being an accidental or a reset attempt, essentially.
Yeah, honestly, there's some value in just eating an overhead to throw your opponent off, but that's insane metagame at that point.
Oh.
Nice. DLC seeing the start of a 5C.
But it's kind of feels bad, I feel, for DLC having to use Exceed Excel like that. Because for Overdrive, you typically want to spend it for an opportunity to break through and get some of these seals unlocked. Because he just only has that tackle, right? No other specials unlocked. He's in a very weakened state right now, as weak as Susanoo gets.
Yeah, this sucks for DLC. He's taking a lot of damage here as well. For the situation, takes 4,000 damage, 4,500. He has to eat this meaty edge, and he gets hit by the overhead, and it just in time to burst. Anti-air, confirm. Grand Viper unlocks DP.
His jabs doesn't. There it is. The second overhead. It does connect.
Yeah, Monarch has to burst there.
One last touch. Monarch is looking for.
No, not quite.
Not quite, indeed.
I love the DLC saw the gravity seed, said, okay, I cannot approach with jumps or with run. I need to do the dash here if I want to win.
Absolutely.
One game apiece. Grand finals. DLC loser side, Monarch winner side.
Yeah, it's still going to be a lot of work that DLC has to go through to make this reset happen. And it's more and more games for Monarch to make.
Nice
not necessarily what or read to start things off with.
Monarch loving this early burst. He feels like the momentum is the most important factor in this matchup. And it sure is with these two characters lacking universal reversal options.
Wow, okay.
Oh my god,
Wow.
fatal counter.
Big Fatal looking at
damage incoming.
immediately cashing out as
4,000.
hard as possible. Gonna get some nice seals as well. Big
5,000 damage.
Okay. Oh,
Tries to jab, but gets hit by the counter, hits super, and this is gonna hurt. DLC does have access to his burst though, and 50 meter. Gets any opening here, Monarch is gonna have to hold a mix. That mix. Runs in, fuck wild. Big damage incoming, and that's DLC taking that round.
that's the scary
Super
part.
knows dash speed, when he gets going,
Yes.
is such a jump scare.
And especially for a character like Lambda, or even Noob, for example, like if they wanted to go use their drive, it's gonna have to be a commit. Either I'm expecting you to go across the ground or in the air, and if I guess wrong, I die.
Absolutely. Nice challenge here from DLC.
Okay, blocks the
Fuzzy,
fuzzy.
first time we're seeing that Fuzzy getting blocked like that. Very nice. Just 5v6b. Just creating some time, building a lot of meter.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, I think DLC expecting on that block, Ripley at the punish, but there comes the RC to just keep the turn in Monarch's favor. Trapped in the corner, Spike Chaser.
Nice
overhead
block. Big strike.
JC.
Here we go. Pressure time.
Oh. Oh my goodness, the blocks from Monarch.
Nice
Blocks
block.
from DLC!
Go. Gets at the second level of the spin dash. And use it to create some very bad situations here for Monarch. Monarch is playing super patient, waiting for DLC to make something happen.
Trapped in the corner, the gravity seed denying easy movement there from DLC. He does have overdrive available or burst should he feel threat to do so. But I think he may be considering holding it for the next round. We'll see as Monarch is just hammering down these drives on DLC right now.
And then dash to get out of the gravity seed. Time to create some pressure here. Monarch is jumping away. But a hitter. Unfortunate whiff on that spin dash. Neither one of that second punch hit. Look at the timer.
Oh, yeah. The positioning there for Monarch so smart, especially on that air reset. All I have to do is watch closely what is DLC's next move and make sure I'm in the right spot to challenge it.
Once again, these players are dueling for the round style option. DLC gets this opening gambit this time. Unlocks the sword. This sword has been such a factor in this matchup.
Man, he's catching, I think it's the second time he's managed to catch Blade from allowing Monarch to quickly escape.
Nice.
The double overhead, finds a
Up the
big opener.
Up the overdrive. DLC, you need to pop it. No, you're giving Monarch a chance here.
This is scary, but he does have sword, which means Monarch isn't too free
Oh,
to 5B. It
5B
does
chain.
connect. Alrighty, DLC with the lead now.
Monarch taking a little bit of breather.
Oh.
He's going to character select. Is it time for a breather or is it time for the S?
Let's see.
I'll bring Lambda. DLC taking a moment to breathe himself. Make sure. Looks good.
Figuring things out, because like the S could definitely be a nice change.
Yeah.
It's going to be a real different way to play around it, and I feel to an extent, right, pulling out the S, it does allow DLC more room for interactions. Currently, with the tool set of Lambda, with the gravity seeds and the projectiles, he really forces DLC in a careful and like constricted approach where even at times, right, you see at the full speed, the gravity seed is out, and he's just constantly throwing out anti-air projectiles, even though DLC is nowhere near in the sky, but it's just a matter of fact that the gravity seed is there to prevent a run-up from the ground, and the anti-air projectiles is there to cover the airspace. It's just no chance to approach, but
Yeah.
we're going to stick to the Lambda, it seems.
I feel like Monarch took the time to evaluate the situation. Okay, if I lose with Lambda now, I still have another set.
That's true.
If I feel bad, if I still feel like this with Lambda right now, I still have time to switch to S and make sure it works. I want to run Lambda one more time, see if he truly has my number. And if he does, then I'll switch to S in the run back set.
That's very fair, as Monarch starts things off with a very nice anti-air. Then we bring DLC all the way into the corner. I'm just going to have to hold this pressure one more time. How does DLC escape this time?
Yeah, this corner situation. I was gonna say nice blocks, but DLC eating that low. This is gonna do a decent amount of damage, but the corner situation is awful. Never mind, DLC finds a godlike jump in.
Yeah,
Good
absolutely.
damage.
JC barely tagging on the backdash. Has
Yeah.
sword and spin dash unlocked. The aggression after the counter assault to immediately chase down with an air dash, layering on the hurt. Monarch still has burst available, but currently not getting too pressed. The health is around equal between these two.
Oh my god, he spent the wrap to be honest. Honestly, big win for Monarch because it gave him so much screen space. You'll see, are you gonna spend your burst here? He's gonna eat this. No, this is the round.
Not gonna be quite killed just yet.
Never mind, not around. Counter assault, create some place.
Trying to dash up.
Way to snipe. But Monarch finds the snipe. DLC was definitely looking for that exact moment where you could do another full screen sword.
That is true. Definitely looking for those.
Ooh,
nice. Let's go for the immediate burst. Wants to give over. No momentum to DLC. No specials to be unlocked. Keeps it mid. Does find a towering flame.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Monarch was hitting on the wrong side with that 2C. Rapid cancel. Big damage incoming. DLC, what are you gonna do with this amount of damage? What are you gonna set up a funny situation here. Monarch has to kind of solve out. He does not have a burst.
He does need to close this out quite quickly though, because he doesn't want to give over too much gauge for the burst to Monarch, but Monarch does find that overhead. Back to the mid-screen situation. Just trying to avoid a spike chaser, but gets hit in the end anyways. Ball all the way to the corner, does miss that 6A. Has 50 meters, should he want Alexi edge, but DLC getting clipped out by those overheads. Constant, small, death by 1,000 cuts is the strategy for Monarch so far.
Long counter assault, 2 catches him. DLC spending that burst. He's been saving that burst the entire round. He did not want to spend this round. Nice blocks, nice blocks. Catches him on that 2-2D with a 5C. DLC on set point, ready to reset the bracket. Just needs this one.
Yeah, it's a tough position though, because he had to use that burst so late. He's very unlikely to get it back unless he's able to find an active blow at some point. But Monarch starting things off very much in control. Has DLC in the corner. This is going to be a tough situation for DLC to find an exit, to find the first hit, and start getting some of these seals unlocked.
Nice block, a perfect block as well. Instant block, able to make himself. Able to start some pressure, but Monarch spending his burst. DLC in the corner. And eating so much damage. DLC does have access to his own burst right here. Finds an opening. Here we go. DLC with the DP combo as well. Big damage incoming. Next hit should be able to kill for DLC with that overdrive. Here it comes! Big damage incoming. Super immediately. Spend all that. Big beam. Rapid cancel, keeps it going, absolutely enough! DLC resets the bracket!
Fantastic stuff. I was a little concerned there with how early he used that super, but he had the plan all the way in check, used that RC, went for those final hits, and got that kill. That is, what is that, 3-1?
3-1.
That 3-1, that's a pretty good way to finish it.
That's a very good. This puts Monarch in a terrible situation.
Right.
It is now 0-0 once again. DLC has shown on the board. He's got his number.
Yeah.
This Lambda pick is not working out. He needs to change something about the way he either approaches this matchup or switch characters entirely and change gears in the way this matchup is being played between these two players.
I still think it's more prudent for Monarch, like you explained, to switch gears instead with how he's approaching this with Lambda, because I think the moment he does put out S is also in this position where she has some really fantastic long-range normals, which can put a bit of a damper on Susanoo, but compared to Lambda, there's just so many more interaction points for Susanoo to get in there, get the pressure started, find these openings, but we do see the S. All right, you know, like you said, there is room, right? This is a completely new set, once again played out first and 3, so if S really is a disaster, he can always fall back to Lambda, but if it's that new energy that he's looking for, that is allowing him much more confident finishes, I think he might play out the set on S.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. This is going to be very interesting to see. This opening gambit is still so enormous for both these players. Whoever gets the first hit has so much momentum. Oh, that looked like it was going to cross up, and even DLC got a little bit confused there. Monarch able to establish his pressure here with the S. S, queen of the frame traps.
Good blocks though, but a lot of plus frames. Tricky, that 2C. Along with that 50-50, DLC took a guess, but Monarch went low.
Big damage. It's so strong in this corner situation because you gotta hold these incredibly fast, chainable lights as well as this crystal. It's gonna blow up and put you in the box from regardless. This situation is so rough for DLC. He's gonna be able to lose this round right here, right now, into the double super. Monarch with the perfect statement out of Monarch saying, okay, it's a different game now.
It's absolutely a different beast here, so we'll see what DLC has prepared for that. Especially that 2C point. I think it truly is just a guess, but finds that jump in JC, and I do like this from Monarch more often. Like, he is good bursting far earlier because he understands that once DLC gets the ball rolling, gets these specials unlocked, he is a tough customer to overcome.
Oh my god, 6B! In the previous matchup, DLC was free to use strategies like that, the big jump ins, but against a character like S, her anti-airs are so good, so strong.
Goes on that.
Oh my god, 5B hit on the other side, that's crazy. DLC finally gets a nice hit here. Monarch this time his anti-air just a little bit, went for the 2C instead. Lost the overhead, not the second one though. This is big damage incoming. This should be able to kill here.
That situation has been so good for DLZs thus far.
Absolutely.
That 6C into that next overhead, Monarch has been the victim to that setup. It's been his most consistent way to open, as well as allowing for major damage here. So a round apiece to both.
Yeah, it's so annoying because after that 6C, Susanoo has two options. Yeah, can either go for an incredibly fast overhead or an incredibly fast low, and you just have to guess, honestly.
Nice, checks him air-to-air. Unfortunately, can't staircase him back down to the ground, but on that reset, brings him down. Plus frame. Keep the pressure up. We see the IBBs creating a lot of space where DLC is in a really uncomfortable position of having to reapproach, and especially with that Susanoo dash, that's a tough deal to go for.
Oh, that could have been huge. DLC was ready for it. Counter assault out of Monarch. Doesn't want to hold the mix-up after the Grand Viper RC.
Small extension off of that DP, puts it to the corner, finds that instant overhead. RC looking for a little bit more, but unfortunately drops the combo.
Susanoo, one of those characters. When he does DPRC, a lot of characters get a very... Oh my god, Monarch!
Ready this
Monarch
time.
specifically stopped doing the barrier OS because he knew this situation was coming.
No, unfortunately, anti-air not able to come out in time there for Monarch. Using the burst, DLC in a good position, has a life lead. Just kind of needs to wait it out and bide his time for an opportunity to strike. Patience is key.
Monarch looking for any opportunity here. Tries to make something happen. JB's a little bit is enough to get the life lead now. Now Monarch is in the situation where he can run away.
Yeah.
DLC suddenly on the offensive. Needs to find a way out. Rapid cancel tries to make something happen. Just blocks. DLC just blocks. 10
RC
seconds
on
left.
the DP.
And
That
there's
should
the
be
counter hit. DPRC. DLC takes game 1 of this Grand Finals reset.
Man, he didn't even have to use the burst. It was so stressful, man. I'm surprised he did not OD nothing because Monarch was keeping that pressure so tight. Like, just jump cancels, constantly playing around his A and his really fast normals, never to be too overcommitted into a potential ODR.
DLC so strong right now. Let's see. Nice gun. Nice gun.
Oh, nice anti-air there. Very clean. That extension tanks the seal there, but unfortunately not too much. However, DLC with the towering flame unlocked, finds that 5-8, catches the backdash, goes the wrong way, sadly.
I mean, this is fine for DLC because he got away from an S and overdrive. It still hurts a little bit though. This corner situation is not going to be very good either. Monarch finds a nice counter hit here. Catch DLC. Not going to be enough to kill, I think. Needs a little bit more.
Ooh,
But the scramble situation afterwards is all in DLC's favor. Level 3 dash here. Blue combo.
There it is.
BRM. And this should be more than enough to seal the fate of Monarch in this round. DLC.
An absolute monster right now, looking so unstoppable.
This time, Monarch was not ready for the TRM setup. We saw it before. Monarch can see it coming sometimes. But this time, DLC adding another layer to the mix-up.
Very, very real here. Monarch finding the air hit there off of that 5B, making DLZ slow towards the corner. Get that pressure as ODR safe as possible, a little bit of distance, but an opportunity found for DLZ to escape the corner. Still though, Monarch is staying right on top, tagging him slowly but surely, bring him to the other side. We see the IBs be a little bit of mini.
Nice IBs! Crush Trigger confirms the combo. Makes it easier. Big damage incoming.
First step for Monarch
DLZ gets that DP again. Doesn't have the meter for the TRM setup, but Monarch needs to be aware of it now. 6B trying to make something. No anti-air. Shields.
Nice. Oh, the 5B tag there is going to have to burst. Could have been a lot of damage. Not quite killed just yet, but Monarch really needs every last bit of health he has.
Double overhead. What are we going to do this time? We're just keeping it safe. Monarch answering back. He does have access to a lot of specials and overdrive. He can throw something out here in neutral. Keep it safe.
So many specials on the table.
Not fighting.
Any hit here from DLZ is going to do a lot of damage. But what an anti-air there from Monarch. It's
not going to be enough to kill, but yes, any hit from DLZ here could be the killer here. Here we go. Pop the overdrive. No, not quite. Saving it for a little bit.
I won't even need it, but
it's put up the situation. Overdrive.
Guaranteed
Super,
kill.
Absolutely. DLC takes game 2. All the specials, the entire movie.
Die. Oh my goodness.
Die.
It's looking so good for DLC here. I think on Monarch's end, right, like potentially could make a decision to go back to Lambda. It's feeling like either or. It's playing out just roughly the same pace, but with Lambda, he was much more in control, right, in the driver's seat of how DLZ had to approach across the screen. With S, it's like I said, a little bit more interaction space, which allows him to also have some of these really sweeping rounds, completely overwhelming Monarch, unlocking so many seals, dishing out a ton of damage. Monarch is really considering his options right now. Is it going to go back to Lambda, or is he going to stay on that S?
One thing to note, whichever character Monarch picks now, he is locked to that character for the rest of this set. He will need to win 3 games in a row against DLC, and this is the DLC that's on fire.
Yeah, absolutely. He is so dominant.
We lock it in.
Okay,
we need the right color. We need the right color.
All right, we're in.
All right. Monarch locks in Lambda 11 for the rest of this grand final set. Let's see what DLC can do. Now we've changed gears once again. Is DLC ready?
It's so incredible to see from where DLC has come now, from that first winners final set, that first game in the grand finals, first set, to being in a 2-0 position here against Monarch, trying to take Outplayed 2026, and we're starting things off with a few stray hits here. Monarch trying to keep DLZ at bay, and does find that first full conversion, drag him all the way into the corner.
Absolutely. Nice box, nice defense here from DLC. Just taking a chill. Hasn't blocked any overheads yet. Just chill.
Whoa!
Send it at him. Big opener here from DLC. Pop the first out of Monarch. Once again, just looking. Taking a chill. Relaxing. Grab cancel. Nice blocks. Nice blocks. Just take the chill. No reason to commit to anything huge right now.
There will be an opportunity to strike, but still, it's a minefield you have to carefully navigate through to be able to get that one touch to start things off with. Monarch
there it is.
Yeah.
Finally, Monarch's getting a big opener here. That Lambda 4D.
Oh!
Counter assault not in range. Monarch knows these ranges. Not gonna let you counter assault out of this corner pressure.
Keeps it nice and simple. DLC, remember what you did to get to this reset position in the first place, right? Dial it back a few bits. Forget about the S. It's no longer a problem. We need to lock in on how to get close to Lambda here and start our offense.
Oh, catches the dash there on Monarch for another opening. Nice block on the 4D. Nice block on the stuff here. Nice block on the overhead again. DLC finds a nice hit. Monarch does not have the first this one. It would absolutely do it though.
Didn't get the seal lock. That's
unfortunate, yes.
Yeah, very painful to see here, but nevertheless, off that counter assault, keeping him trapped in the corner, does step away, finds the unblockable.
Around. Number 2 dash. Just take your chill.
Away. A bit of a life lead now. DLZ has some control, but does end up getting clipped here. It's going to be quite a bit of corner carry. Send him all the way in there. No tech. Doesn't quite set up the spike chaser just yet, but RC finds that overhead. Good flow on the table. Going to be generating a lot of burst gauge back. Has it on the field. Is DLZ going to find opportunity to ODR, or is he going to go for the burst instead?
Puts him into axle drive. Axle flow. That's the name.
Oh, the spike chaser.
And there's that burst. That's unfortunate. DLC.
The dirty
Feeling the
fireworks.
pressure right now. Monarch on the board. Takes a moment. Yeah. DLC needs to switch up a little bit. Needs to get ready for this gear shift again.
He has a lot of space here. Thankfully, being in a 2-0 position means that he has one more game to lose for him to develop any sort of countermeasures right now in this final stretch just to get that finish and win Outplayed 2026.
Yes.
See how things kick off here in game number 4.
In DLC's mind, this might just be a form of first to one, basically, because I think it's gonna be difficult for DLC to win if Monarch also takes this game.
Oh, for sure.
Just because the pressure is gonna be so high.
Patience, doesn't get clip low, but no conversion just yet. Jumps in. The patience from Monarch finds a 5-8.
Finds a hit, nice. Immediate burst on the Monarch. That's what you love to see.
Yeah, no momentum granted to DLZ. Trapped in the corner, Executive Blake. Get a little bit of space to run down. Looking for that 5B, but you can see the Murukuma backdash. Barely able to clip with the drive. And once again, sends DLZ all the way back in the corner he so desperately tried to escape from.
What can we do here, DLC? That's blocked, but the rapid cancel into another low.
Monarch is delving into a bag of tricks we have not seen before.
Back chaser. Stack the pressure with the jabs. No meter for extra mix-ups though.
Air dash in, but the gravity seed denying it, and there's the overhead just as he lands, not able to get the chicken block going.
He's just gonna let the crowd go by. See what we can do here on this next one. The moment DLC tastes momentum, this entire game is gonna switch around. Unfortunate drop there, but we find a hit again.
Yeah, big jump
Crush
in.
trigger. Damage. In this situation.
Okay, take a throw. 5B who connects Rob, but not able to get the conversion going. A lot of
Keeps going. Keeps going. This game's even a
Whoa.
That's unfortunate from DLC. Monarch switch drops barely enough to get on there. Rapid cancel keeps going, but it's not enough.
Barely able to connect the wheel.
Hurts.
Bringing DLC to the other side. Has to work quite a bit to get this life deficit cleared up. But swaps out ODR, whiff, but no punish. Finds overhead 1, plus range, keep him trapped. A lot of IBBs to create space for the JC. Tags him.
Needs to watch out as well. Look at his barrier gauge. He cannot block much more.
Oh no!
No, not quite. Not a hit.
DLZ being a little bit too hasty there, end up falling into the spike chase with RC.
Counter assault, create some space.
Chase him down. Find that one last opening, but Monarch does have burst, which you can so easily choose to just deny that one first touch that DLZ does acquire. Just like that, keeps it nice and simple, waits for the confirm, and there it is, the burst once again. DLZ on the back foot, has to make it all the way across the screen to find that next touch. Next Blade connects, blocks the overhead, double. The awareness from DLZ is immaculate, but danger stage!
Danger stage, no! That's gonna be it. DLC loses this game. Super patient play out of DLC, but he's not able to get that momentum he really needs. Monarch is so trigger happy on that burst.
It's really important for Monarch to be like this, because earlier in the set we saw Monarch go for a little bit more reserved, like, okay, let DLC play out, get these seals unlocked, but DLC presented such an incredible threat when he did have those specials unlocked to be able to do so much damage, really make every last hit count, so Monarch does not want to be putting him in that position at all. Just deny him any sort of control, any sort of momentum, any sort of tools, and just keep him constantly at bay, gravity seed, projectiles, just halt his advance with everything you have. DLZ has to work so
the crowd is behind him.
Yes, for sure. They need this.
European hometown. DLZ up against the American hero. Grand Finals reset, 2 games apiece. What are we gonna see here from DLC and Monarch? 2 to the other Monarch to establish some pressure here.
Backlash from the extra blade.
Another opener.
Oh, okay. Monarch not able quite tagging the 4D seal activation. Plays nice and slow. We see it again, right? Horizontal projectile. Looking for potentially
Finds a hit.
jump in
There's
with the
the
first hit, the burst immediately.
Absolutely. It is so dangerous to burst on the first hit as well, because if your opponent clocks you and they burst bait immediately, you are cooked. This 2D first out of DLC. We haven't seen the first out of DLC in a good while. Not this early, at least.
Very nice. Not one of all that mix up at all.
Sword has been so huge in this Slam Pam matchup.
Plus frames. No IV this time.
Overhead. Not gonna bite. There's that overhead out of Monarch, and that's gonna crack open DLC.
All the way to the corner once
feeling
more.
pressure right now. Legacy Edge as the meaty.
Good blocks. The chase down, no! Was not quite prepared for that one. The 2C, unfortunately, not able to connect after that 5C. And again, Monarch, full screen head looking for the sword, but
not gonna
jump
happen,
in.
but Monarch drops the combo. DLC has another opportunity. Looking for it. Super sword. Not gonna work though.
Yeah, too meaty, able to recover perfectly in time, but this is it. Big
Finds
hit.
it. Is this gonna be enough? He has access to rapid cancel. 8 seconds on the clock.
Reset.
5, 4, 3,
overhead
2,
2, 1. Blocks it. OD pop.
Time of freeze.
4 more seconds.
They just stayed on the
Oh,
DLC
he
and
connected.
Monarch take the round.
Oh, he is not pleased with that, but at the very least, right, he is putting Monarch in a weakened state, only 30% on that first gauge. He can definitely make a lot of hits count here, generate a lot of momentum for himself. Can DLZ capitalize on this opportunity? Unfortunately, jump straight into the projectiles here. The pressure starting to escalate whiffs, but too much distance. Still though, has the sword unlocked thanks to the overdrive. This is going to be a really big opener for him, giving a nice bit of damage. Unfortunately, doesn't catch the rollout. Chasing him down. JC does find the mark, does have Ground Viper. It's going to bring him all the way to the other side.
No burst. Starts some pressure here. Overhead. Not gonna fight. No anti-air on DLC.
Patience here. Catch out an option in RC.
You can feel it in the air.
I'm holding my breath. Oh my god!
Drops it. Tries to make it happen. Not quite
Oh
enough. Active flow for DLC though.
Counters up, put him in the corner. Edgeware, let's get the conversion. What?
Confirmed, but it's
Bring him down
not
to the ground.
enough.
No, try
It's
to
a
chase him
little
down.
bit more. DLC.
Air throw whiff. No punish. Try to chase him down. Catches him with that JD. Looking for the RC for some kind of extension, but the patient. Edgeware, bring it back to the ground. Goes for the burst. He doesn't want to give any opportunities. 6A does connect. Trying to bait it out. Looking for some kind of option.
Gun. Not fight. 4D. Not gonna work. Monarch looking for the win here.
Extra blade. Patience. 6A does not connect. No 4D.
Gun. DLC just fishing.
Oh!
One hit. But the Monarch is not gonna get it easy.
No,
There's the overhead.
RC!
Monarch is able to finish it off. DLC on the cusp of winning, but his demon reigns.
Oh my goodness.
Insane play here from Monarch and DLC. But it is not time yet for DLC to defeat his demon.
Oh, he was so close. Oh my goodness. I can't go.
That was insane. One of the closest grand finals we've seen so far. One of the closest sets we've seen so far. Down to the wire. I think if DLC had taken that round, it would have been lights out for Monarch. That would have been the momentum starter for DLC, but not this time. Monarch is your Outplayed 2026 Blazblue Central Fiction champion.
This is like apex level Central Fiction being put on display. Both these people playing with their full hearts into it. That last attack, man, taking it down all the way down. One last second. Activate that OD. Force every last bit of time you have available just to find that next touch to finish things off. Like they were, I think, just stretched to the absolute limits for those.
Dude, that timeout situation where he pops the OD to buy an additional 3 seconds, that was insane. That was so crazy. That was so crazy. Absolute cinema. Absolute cinema.
Well, all good things must come to an end.
Absolutely, but if you have enjoyed this showing of Blazblue Central Fiction, this game that we love. Be sure to be on the lookout for the rest of this year. This is the year of Blazblue Central Fiction. There's so many tournaments that's practicing this game, and I think this tournament being the start of this basically season of Blazblue Central Fiction. Absolutely be on the lookout for your onlines, your locals. Start playing this game. This game is so amazing.
It's beautiful. It's so fantastic.
Yes, yes, yes. All right.
We'll be heading
But yeah,
into
Blazblue
top 8
Central Fiction. What a game. What an amazing, amazing game. It is... Yeah, nice. Thanks.
All right, there we go.
It is crazy. It is crazy. Absolutely. Anyway, we will be getting ready to crown our champion. If you guys have enjoyed, be sure to stick around. Outplayed is still going on. The day is young.
Absolutely.
There are many, many more amazing games to behold.
So, to kick things off with our ceremony, I think I'm just trying to look at some kind of sign if we can start announcing our winners. I see the trophy person coming up.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
So, yeah, I mean,
getting ready
Outplayed,
to
man.
set the
it's
stage.
So, like, listen, anybody that wants to ever travel to the EU, right? This is the destination for Central. This is the destination for anime fighters, man. Like,
Yeah.
if you can, like, try and find it in your heart to make it all the way to Outplayed, man. 2027, I have high hopes that they're going to run it again.
Yeah,
It's been a stellar event. We talked about in the beginning. They've been working so hard. They take every last bit of feedback that you give to them to just make sure that this is an event as best as it can be. And earlier we also mentioned, right, their first year, 50th year anniversary and the first time being in the Arc World Tour. It's going to be a staple destination for sure. If you like what you see for this Blazblue action, do not hesitate to come. And you know what? Don't even just come for the 5 games. Make it a vacation. Vienna, Austria, beautiful country, lots of culture to see, museums, architecture. Just make it a nice week for yourselves.
I also want to mention traveling here to
Yes.
Austria is so incredibly easy, man. The airport, there's a train that goes straight to the Vienna city center. Takes literally like 20 minutes and you're there.
Yeah.
The Airbnb and hotel situation is great here in Austria. It is so easy to get a decent place to stay. Absolutely, come to Outplayed. It's an amazing event.
For sure, for sure. Now I'm just waiting on... Yep, all right.
All right.
Go ahead is ready for the ceremony as we're going to be starting off with our 7th place finishers. First up, we have Kibo.
Kibo, enter the stage. Absolutely. Incredible Rachel player.
Yes, for sure. It's
very nice 7th place. Anyway, next up, we've got Hemi. Please enter the stage.
all the way from the UK. Fantastic 9 players. Absolute pleasure to witness this performance. And then, in 5th place, can we invite to the stage Ice and Paul?
Let's go, Ice. That amazing gym player.
Yeah.
What a showing. Absolute cinema.
So tight and compact with that pressure.
Next up, your favorite, your king memer, Sir Panda. What a release.
What a release. Absolutely phenomenal performance. And in 4th place, one of our very special guests, all the way from Indonesia. Give it up for Division!
In 3rd place, the bronze medal, it goes to Forskan.
Absolutely immaculate performance, man. Putting his heart and soul into the sets he played. Beautiful stuff, beautiful stuff. And in 2nd place for the silver medal, our very own hero. Give it up for Dragon Lord Z!
And finally, your gold medalist, your champion of Blazblue Central Fiction here at Outplayed 2026, Monarch! Give it up for our contestants! Big applause! What a showing from these Blazblue players! An amazing game with an amazing community. We love to see it. We have had so many players as well that didn't get to show their skills here in the top 8, but they are in the brackets down there, and be sure to hit them up after this over at the Blazblue setups.
Yeah, definitely get your casual in for all of you who are being physical, and of course make sure to play Blazblue at the end of the day, right? This game is fantastic. We've been talking about it. We're likely going into a renaissance area, bigger than ever. All these old heads coming back from all kinds of corners. It's going to be fantastic in the future. I can't wait to look forward to it. And with that, we're going to be closing out the Blazblue section of the stream. So do stay tuned. The action does continue here with Strive Top 8. I've been Yucker, joined by Holmborn. It's been an absolute pleasure once again commentating here with this Top 8, man.
It is always a joy. It's always a joy to join you on commentary. I love what the Team Zero Fundamentals does.
Thank you.
It is a pleasure to behold. I love what you do. I love being here. Thank you guys for joining us here for Blazblue Central Fiction. Don't get away.
One final shout out. Shout out to Jayuna. You're gonna see. We'll see you. Watch this, Jayuna. We'll see you.
Yeah, Jayuna. Yeah.
Yeah, Jayuna. Catch you later.
See you there.
Stay tuned for Strive, man.
All right.
Peace out.
All right. Have a good one, guys. Enjoy.